Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, February 6th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Portland Trail Blazers live. Play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Tip-off will be in about 5 to 10 minutes. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. We had looks like a very good weekend of NASCAR, a little bit of wrestling. And now we're here to the NBA. And like I said, I was going to do the replay of the NASCAR race, but I'm going to watch that after this game is over. And then if we're still streaming, I'll start it. Congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. But I was kind of feeling a little bit under the weather. Normally I'm going to try to do every football game, every wrestling event, every NASCAR race that I can. But, when you end up doing, streaming full time, it's a big responsibility because not only are you committing to the event, you're committing usually like an hour before of prep and then maybe an hour after. So it ends up being, a 3-hour stream turns into 5 hours really quick. And if you're not feeling that good, it's tough because I don't want to put out a product that's 50% of who I am or 50% of the NWSF. So a lot of times, it's either I'm going to be all in or I can't half-ass it, and I have to feel good. And I'm feeling better today. I ended up, walking with Paisley, doing the hour routine, went to Petco, got her some treats, Paisley Pump. And so, like I said, I got a little bit of reading done, and now here we are. So I figured I'd look at the schedule of the sports before I just did the NASCAR replay, which I can watch. It's already on the replay, and it's a little bit condensed. It's like a 2-hour replay on FS2 because anytime a race happens, I usually record it live unless I'm sick or not feeling well or I got other obligations. But in this case, I was in bed and just sleeping kind of out of it. So the replay always comes on a day after if you're a NASCAR fan and you're like, shit, I missed the race and you didn't record it on the DVR. They will always do a replay in the morning on FS1 or FS2. Typically they have like the Herd and, some of those other shows. So that's what's on next. Nurkic is out. He might be on the trading block. This could get ugly tonight. But I think Air Whitey might be coming in. We'll see if he ends up watching the game. I mean, I've been watching Dame drop 60, Giannis, with 54. And like I said, there's a good possibility that someone gets big numbers tonight, but I would not be shocked if the Blazers lose. Milwaukee is favored by 4.5, and we haven't really been winning a lot of games. Dame has been playing just as good as anybody in the league besides pretty much Giannis, back-to-back player of the week. But here we go. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo, baby, the Greek freak, okay? And hopefully he doesn't do too much wiggling like this, and he'll probably be doing a lot of that. That's okay. But, hey, we got a guy too. We got a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame, I believe, by the time his career is all said and done, regardless if he gets a ring or not. But he's the type of guy that would rather be loyal rather than go somewhere, just like Giannis did it. And honestly, if I could have one player for Dame to play with, who do you think it would be? Who do you think it would be? Of course it would be this. That's what Blazer fans, we knew that he was never leaving, but if he were to leave and we could have a dream scenario, just like every other team in the league, all the other 29, right? But, hey, I love going against Giannis. It's, they're always going to be one of the two best teams in the East with Boston every year while he's there. And as long as Tatum is there, right? And obviously the Blazers were not very good. We usually go anywhere between 4th and 12th place, in the Western Conference. But, hopefully we can make up a little ground, but we have some injuries. But I don't expect necessarily both guys to put up 40, but maybe we'll get a little bit of afternoon delight. Maybe we'll get a little bit, and hopefully it's just not Giannis throwing up a 50-point game and then we end up losing and whatnot. So Sarah in the building, how are you? Okay, I will. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That is a good question. So I had a question for you. You're in town, right? You're in town. So where do you normally live? Do you live in Philadelphia? Are you a transport? Do you live somewhere else? Obviously, being an Eagles fan, this is pretty exciting, Sarah. Me and Jim are probably going to meet up tomorrow. He's only in town for a week through business. And it's funny because where he's at in Beaverton is not far from me. And I'm glad that you're actually closer to Beaverton, like near your work. So maybe we can catch something Beaverton, Tiger, Tualatin, I can always stream late at like 7 o'clock or something like I did today. But maybe, yeah. And like I said, it doesn't have to be long. We can just grab a beer and a burger, and then you can go on your way if you got family or other friends or other things that you want to do. But yeah, but he reached out, and I know Shepard and a few other people. Shepard's getting a week of vacation paid from the airlines. And he's going to have a couple days or a week with his own family. But it's pretty flattering that, you'd have, someone that's really important in your life and, big contributor to the channel and Shepard, right? And, to be able to hey, let's hang out. Pretty cool, because he knows that we're going to have a good time. We got a lot of similar interests and whatnot. And it's always cool if you get an opportunity to meet up with some of the most dedicated people to their sports teams and their players, and anyone that's part of the NWSF channel. I already know what you're about. You're like me. You're fucking hardcore to the max. You love your teams. You love your players. And I love the fans, and fans turn into friends, and some friends turn into family. But I'm excited to be able to, even if we only hang out for 30 minutes, that'll be cool, man. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of times where, things kind of fall out of the loop, depending on how far away I was. And obviously going into Portland, it's a little bit more, I wouldn't say necessarily a hassle, but it's just the way that the roads are constructed in Portland. And yeah, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more suburby to hang out in Beaverton, like Nike headquarters. Beaverton is nice. It's the burbs, you know what I mean? It's not like some rich person necessarily area. That's more like Lake Oswego, West Lynn, right? Where you see the $1 million houses. But like I said, there's some nice places, but it's just kind of a chill place. It's like when you see Nike headquarters, there's a lot of grass, a lot of trees, a lot of basketball courts. They got their business parks and everything, but skate parks, that's a big thing for us out here. We love being outdoors, and I'm not sure if this is the first time that you've been here or not, but hopefully we get to link up. Now, if we don't get to link up, something happens, and it falls through. Not necessarily it's going to happen on my end, but something happens and we don't link up. It's okay. We'll find a time to link up again if you ever come out here in Oregon. But like I said, even if it's just really quick, and it'd be cool just to have a dap, maybe have a beer or something. And normally I don't drink beer. I'm kind of trying to kick the habit of just doing more like Snapple and Gatorade and whatnot. But if I have somebody that I like, and if you're friends of mine, and that's I don't get to see you that often, yeah, I'll throw back a brew, I'll throw back a brew. It's not like I'm going to drink 10, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just kind of a celebratory, what's up? You know what I mean? I could always drink, soda or water, but a brew ain't going to kill me. So congratulations on that. And hopefully this one will stick. Like I said, you've had some back issues. You've been a little sick. Some of the companies have had shitty benefits. Some of the companies have had shitty management, shitty employees, computer equipment that didn't work. So I'm rooting for you, and I think it'll work out. But it shows you how selective you have to be. And just because you see something online, as an advertisement, they're always going to oversell the job. And it's up to you to be able to read in between the lines once you get there, if they were telling the truth in the job description or if they were lying. And they're trying to make it sound like this place is awesome, but in reality, they suck. And then you go look after you're not working with them anymore, and they got 1 star out of 5. Some people will be disgruntled and be a hater, if they get fired or it doesn't work out. But a lot of times when you see low ratings at jobs, it's a high turnover rate for a reason. Or if they go through a temp agency, specifically like the kite place that I worked at with the one asshole, you know what I mean? The guy's super rich. You know what I mean? Him and his brother and his family have this big kite business, and they do kites and, outside wind blower things, that move in the wind and everything, the different decorations. So this guy's making $1 million, you know what I mean? Guy comes into a different fucking car every day when I was there, but he treated everyone like dog shit. And he thought that I was just going to stay there after he was talking down to me. I remember when I had to move from one apartment to obviously another location, right? And girlfriend threw her back out painting, right? So I had to literally move probably 90% of the stuff after that point by myself. So when you have to unload a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, you got the trash and you got the clothes and all the heavy shit. And when I had to take a couple days off, right? I had to take 2 days, 3 days because we had a deadline, and I did it for 12 hours, 3 days in a row. It was rough, right? And the first thing that this motherfucker says to me when I get back, right? And I'm not even full time at this guy. I'm through the temp agency. Right? I'm not even working for the guy yet. He's like, you fucking screwed me over. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's him, and he doesn't want to hire a manager because he's cheap, right? So he's got one guy on the computers, right, that does the paperwork, him, and then like 2 other people. And they can always bring somebody else in, but it's up to you to do that if you're cheap or not. But he's like, you fucking screwed me over, blah, blah, blah. And, like, dude, it's like, first, it's like you could have said, like, how's the move in? I get it. You can always get another temp to come in. Even if I work for you, you don't talk to someone that way. You know what I mean? And I don't know if this motherfucker thought that I was just going to take it like everyone else, because there was this older Asian guy that was there, and I could tell he's been there for a couple of years. And I had a couple of deep conversations with him, and maybe he just puts up with more of that shit because he just needs the money. But I told him, man, I was like, you're an OG. We would talk ducks and beavers, and I was like, everyone has, different types of, upbringings, whether you're adopted, whatever the scenario, but you don't talk down to people like that. Those people, have no connection. You know what I mean? They only think about money and themselves. But yeah, I mean, like I said, and when I ended up leaving the place, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even, want to deal with the guy or whatever. He thought, at one point that I was going to work for him, and I just turned in my slip, and I was like, yeah, this is my last day. You know what I mean? I was like, you can talk to the temp agency and everything. So yeah, so always know your worth. You know what I mean? Always know your worth. But yeah, just things like that, man. You just, some fucking people, but I did meet some pretty cool people along the way, from going from that place to the saw place, which was some of the most like intense, like unloading 40-foot trailers, like in summertime when it's like 120 in there. And there's things that, there's hundreds of things in this fucking trailer, and it's saw related shit. And the most like heavy was like probably 300-400 pounds, where it took 2 people. It definitely teaches you grit and grind, and you have to have the work ethic. Otherwise, even with 4 or 5 guys moving nonstop, a 40-foot trailer could take like an hour and a half. And sometimes there was like 5 of them. People don't understand unless you drive truck or unload truck. Fucking A, man. I mean, even if it was light items, you definitely get buff, you get toned, but yeah, crazy stuff. But I'm glad that I'm being able to, do this full time, and hopefully we'll be able to link up, man. Decompress. Sounds like you need a beer and a burger, or a beer and some chicken wings, or something good. I'll check the Cash App here in just a second. I figured that was correct. I didn't want to assume, but so we have some people like Zini Panini lived in Philly, and then she's like a transport. She lives in like Wisconsin now, but always goes back to Philadelphia whenever she has the opportunity and whatnot, and was able to go to an Eagles game this year. But so how far is South Jersey Jazzy? How far is South Jazzy, which is East Philly? All right. Well, how many cheesesteaks are we talking about to get over that way? Like, how far away is that? Yeah, I mean, like I said, for us, we're not as big, as a Seattle or maybe in LA, you know what I mean? But, all the bad shit that you see on the news with like the fucking rioting and the bums and the Antifa shit that they like to do the propaganda like on Fox News and all that other bullshit. Yeah, there's some fucking horrible people that are out there, and also people that need help, that are, homeless or have mental issues, mental health, and need help, or people that are, addicted to certain things and they're homeless and whatnot. But every fucking big city or even small state has that. You don't think Chicago or New York or LA or any of these other places have places that look fucking ghetto? Every fucking state's got a ghetto. Some ghettos are just a little bit, different than others. Like the one ghetto that we have would probably be Gresham. Gresham got some questionable people out there. There's some good people, you know what I mean? But Portland and Gresham, I think, have more. I mean, we're already very cool, outgoing, easy, laid back people. Like if you ever meet someone from Oregon, like, I don't know, I think LA people are very chill. I think people from Washington up north are very chill. But I think, the West Coast, we just have kind of a vibe about us. We're not so strung out and fucking on edge all the time. I mean, that's probably because we got all the strip clubs and all the bars and the wineries and the breweries and the dispensaries. Speaking of, I went today, it's Munchie Monday, got a good deal. signed up for their little app program for discounts. I was like, all right, I'm fucking here all the time. I'm here every like 2 days. I was like, it took me like a year, but I finally signed up for it. But it's you go to Beaverton, you go to some of those places near Nike headquarters, and you just look around. I mean, it's really beautiful here. Lots of trees. And then if you just drive about an hour or two, you're here for work, so you can't really go play. But if you were able to go to like the coast and go to Lincoln City, it's not far. It's like 2-hour drive. It's so worth it. They got Outlet Mall there. You want to pick up a new hoodie. You get to look at the ocean. I'm not sure if you like seafood. I assume you do. You live on the East Coast, right? Gym Tan Laundry, Fist Pump. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us on the East Coast or West Coast, jazzy. We like seafood. Some people in the middle of the country, if you don't like it, or even if Big Jim hates it, it's a kind of a cool thing. We got a place out here called Moe's. It's like famous and best clam chowder. They do it in the bread bowl. You can do wings. You can get the halibut, crispy shrimp. It's an experience, man. They got arcades down there. So it's like you can play some video games, have a beer, get some food, see some awesome views of the Pacific Ocean, and then head back. But I assume you probably won't have time for that, but maybe you will, next time you come through. We got the Bucks and the Blazers, baby. And I'm going to check the Cash App here. Megan's linking up. $20 holla. I hope your foot and toes are getting better. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. $20 holla. Thank you so much. And I know Sarah has one there, I assume, as well. Where the hell is my phone at? See, I'm scatterbrained right now. And I got a good deal on Snapple today. $5 for Paisley. Thank you so much. Any amount counts. And I go to Petco, I shit you not, like once or twice a week. So I do like to get the food and the treats for her. And the shit is expensive. Like greenies are like these like green bars that are good for like the teeth and everything. Fucking A, these things used to go for like 15 to like $19. Now they're like $20 to $25. Fucking wild. All right, here we go with the tip off. Giannis with the ball. And I'll get Sarah's Cash App here. I have to multitask and watch the game. We will probably lose tonight by 10 or 15. No Nurk. Nurk is soft as fucking Charmin. I'm a Blazer fan, but I can't hide the fact that he's a big guy and he's skilled and we love him. But you're not like tough. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it. I've seen it live. I went to 2 games this year and he just gets pushed around. And it's okay to be able to, say the flaws. That doesn't mean I'm a hater of him. I do like him. But when it comes to a point, alley-oop off the backboard, Giannis to himself. Giannis might end up going for 40 plus tonight. I just hope it's not 50 plus. 4-0 Bucks. And usually when I say Bucks, I'm thinking Tampa Bay, but hey, Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Oh, at least Eubanks gets a chance to go out there and he's got a lot of athleticism. He's kind of a spark plug. So we'll see what happens. All right, let me get the Sarah on here. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, baby. Jeremy Grant. That was a great pickup for us. People are like, who the fuck is this Jeremy Grant? I'm like, motherfucker, did you watch any Pistons games? 20 points a game. He did it against shitty teams. Well, if you're on the Pistons, you're going to be playing some good teams. I knew it was going to be a great pickup, and I think it even exceeded our expectations here in Rip City. We knew he could be good, but we didn't expect him to get like the same amount because he was getting like number 1 looks like Dame would get. So, of course, less shots, but can you play and, do the 2-man game? And if Dame's having a good game with Simons, can you be the 3rd guy? And a lot of times it's him or Josh Hart. So pretty cool to see. And that's another guy that we actually enjoy having here in Rip City, even if it's temporary. It's like, okay, we got Josh Hart in that little trade. I'm like, okay, is he going to be here for like a year, 6 months? And he's a pretty damn good player himself too. We are undersized. We are not a playoff team. As hard as that for me to say, it's true. I don't think we are. We need to have another guy, preferably a big guy. Nice. Let's go. Anthony Simons. And people were like, well, you got rid of CJ. Why don't you get rid of Anthony Simons? Well, fucking A, man. What are we, like 12th, 13th place? You want us to give up the whole fucking team? We want to try to get Dame close to a championship. And Simons is nice. I know when we got rid of CJ, everyone's fucking mad here. Like, fuck. But I had to tell him it's business, bro. Look at the money. And at some point, if you're paying a guy, maybe too much, he's going to be getting like $30 million a year, for example. And then you got a new guy like Anthony Simons that just is raw, but could give you similar production if you give him a shot and save a lot of money. And it worked out. And that's what they did. Fuck my life. Jesus Christ. Brooke Lopez for 3. 11-3 Bucks. At this point, we're losing by 30. Come on, baby. I do like Dame's shoes out there. He's got these little baby blue sky Dames. Woo! He missed the layup, though. Lopez with the rebound to Giannis. Oh, great. Giannis has got fucking purple shoes on and is running all over us. This is bad already. Hey, at this point, it might be 30, Teddy. Maybe 30. Oh, change the profile pic. I had to. I always have the same matching ones on social media. Always, baby. Sarah Small, $5 holla. Bang, bang. Thank you. Awesome. I'll take a quick look. And yeah, I mean, yeah, and like I said, if you're going to be like around that Beaverton area, like, in that general area, there's about, 6 or 7 cities within about 30 minutes. You're just like in a kind of a circle of the burbs and whatnot. So, yeah, we can figure something out. Giannis at the line. Of course, it's good. Oh, those are cool. You got a little phone case. Oh, it's even got Aussie on it. That's cool. And your friend made this stuff? Is it the Indian lady that does the artwork? She's fucking good. I mean, some people, I'm not sure if these are gifts that she bought you or customized for you or maybe like drew this one on the top, the cup. Some people are fucking talented, man. Everyone's got a lane. It's like sometimes you just got to think like what you're the best at. 14-3 Bucks. Like I already knew at a very young age, what do you want to be? People say, oh, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a fireman. I want to go to space. Everyone's got, I want to be in the NBA. And of course, that's what a lot of our dreams were here in Oregon. It's like NBA, MLB, NFL. Even if you're on the A1 team and you're on varsity, you know what I mean? You always think that you're better than you really are. Or when you end up going to a fucking tournament and you play a team that's got like some fucking NBA players on it. And then you're like, well, you're like, maybe if I was, 6'7", 6'8", maybe there would be a greater chance, because you need the height for the NBA, not so much baseball or football. But then you just learn, that people are better than you. So you have to, change, the maybe dream, that you had as a little kid. And then, I was like, okay, I'm going to use my voice. That is what I'm going to do. But a lot of people said that too. When I was young, they're like, it was before like YouTube or internet. They're like, and it was before podcasts. It was like, you got that TV radio voice. I was like, oh. And then I did the phone sales thing to like hone the craft. And I got taught by like one of the legends in the True Green Chemlon. It's like Fortune 500 company, one of the 500 biggest companies in the world. And the guy was the #1 sales rep out of like, I think 100 locations in the United States. Like each state has like 2 roughly. And they have maybe about 10 to 15 reps per building. And he was the #1 rep in the whole country. And this motherfucker trained me. You know what I mean? This was me at fucking like 17, 18. So it wasn't to be a sleazeball. It wasn't to be a liar, like a used car salesman or car salesman. You know what I mean? But just the techniques. You know what I mean? And it's not to like, manipulate or trick anyone. Just like simple shit, like listening, and just being confident in who you are. And people, even if they can't see you, they can kind of feel your energy, based on your voice. I mean, some people's voices are more pleasant than others. Some people have cringy voices, some high pitch, some low. Everyone's got their preference, but of course, if you want to be able to do TV or radio or podcasts, having a unique voice will make you stand out, but also being yourself and being authentic. That's the most important thing. And yeah, things have come a long way since then. All right, I'll get you some Travis Kelce. Heck yeah, that's cool. Jameson in the building. How are you, bro? We're about to get killed by like 100 here. 14-3 Bucks. And that would be good if I'm watching Tampa Bay. I'm like, all right. Right. But when it's Blazers and it's 3, oh. Yeah. Well, that would be the worst thing that you guys could do, because then that would mean that you guys do not know how to evaluate talent. If you just were like, well, we interviewed 14 people, and I guess we're just going to stick with Jeff Saturday. I mean, at that point, Sarah would probably be like, well, I don't know if I can root for this team anymore. I mean, that would be like the worst thing possible. Oh, Dame just fucked his knee up. Oh, if he's okay. If you want a good deal on drinks, go to your local Safeway and go get Snapple. And they're doing buy one, get one right now. So you can get like a big bottle that is obviously see-through here, right? But you can get a big bottle like that usually runs like $2 to $2.60. And you can get two for the price of just one. So I bought four, and I think I bought four of these things, right? And the total was like $3.80. I'm like, what? And I usually have one per show. So, ooh, big three. Oh, Josh Hart. The mango was sold out, so I had to get kiwi strawberry. But for a number two, there's always a Batman to a Robin, O-Dog and Sarah, but this kiwi strawberry one is pretty damn good. Mango's better, but hell, I mean, this kiwi strawberry got a little, I like flavors. And I'm a condiment guy, so I like to be able to test the palate. And I'm always open to eat food anywhere with anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, let's go get Indian food. People, fuck, that's gross. Oh, sushi, that's nasty. I'm always, because if you are too picky, you never know what you're going to miss out on. 14-6 Bucks. Robin Lopez at the line. Of course it's good. Chauncey's talking to Josh Hart. It's like, all right, man. It's like, okay, how do we lose right now? Okay, don't rebound. Don't play defense. Just let the Bucks be the Bucks. Yeah. Made the next free throw. What do you want for your photos? Matt in the building. What it do? What it do, brother? What it do, Jameson? Brother. How's it going, brother? I found some really cool photos of vintage wrestling that I shared with Cyberpunk. And normally there's like certain people that, with like photos and stuff, like if it's something like we both have a connection to, but I found an amazing, and I never really do this that often. Like I don't message, him with the photos that often unless I find something that I was like, kind of special. But the first one that I found, I thought was pretty epic. It was Vader in Japan, 1988, behind a statue that Japanese people made of Vader with this costume. Epic, right? I can put it up for my Twitter. And then the next one, we've been doing pictures when he donates. He usually will come through and donate like 50 to 500, somewhere in that general range. And he saves the stream 99 times out of 100, right? But I found another one because we've been doing a lot of Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. He'll donate and we'll throw up, sometimes sports because he's a Chief fan, but sometimes it's like wrestlers. And we've been doing a lot of like Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. And I found an epic one where they're both like smashing a beer, like cheersing while they're, backstage. Epic and stuff. I will have to show that here in a second, but all right, let me do that real quick. And I'll get some photos for Megan. I can do the regulars for you if you want. The Jim Zorn, the Pete Carroll. You can always throw Gino in there sometime. Remember, if you're a Seattle fan, right, and you love your team, right, you can see your favorites, but also another way to get everyone to understand, who's, the vintage guys are great, but sometimes being able to, show the pieces that you have now, then it keeps you more relevant, with the other fan bases. Because a lot of people, I don't think, really knew how great Gino was this year, unless you watch Seahawks games, and only us out here in the Pacific Northwest and Seahawks fans across the world are keeping tabs. Not a lot of people are going to watch, and, of course, there's going to be the rivalries with like the Niners and their fans. We're always going to be kind of keeping tabs on each other in the division. That's how it goes. But Drew Holiday with the layup in and out, 16-11 Bucks. At least we're starting to climb back a little bit. Holiday with the brick. Of course, Giannis tips it to himself. Stolen, Josh Hart. Come on, baby, pass it. Oh, he takes it all the way, baby. Oh. In and out. Snapple. The juice of the gods. Flavor is just, and then you got to put it in the freezer. That's the only way to drink these. You put it in the freezer for like an hour, and then you take it out when it gets like frothy and icy, where it's like part frozen inside, like slushy, and you drink it that way. Change your life. Telling you. Change your life, especially that mango one. The Mango Madness is the best Snapple flavor ever fucking invented. I could drink that every day until I fucking die. Facts. Eubanks. Oh! Eubanks with the hammer. Oh, my goodness. Drew Eubanks. Lopez for 3. They're going to show a replay of that. That was nice. Eubanks has got a little spring in his step. He's like a bigger, he's got the 24. Oh. So it's like the Chris Dudley number. Like, but he's not a Dudley. He's got springs. And he just got the foul called on him. Yes, I got you. Yeah, we got to make sure we get the representation because, this gives you an opportunity on the only channel really on YouTube, unless they, wanted to copy my idea, but to get the Seattle players that are playing well for you now and to get that out there because that, you can always use the donations to, see your favorites, but then also to show people, that you're turning the corner now and there is no rebuild and there's some really good players this year. Players that people around the league should know about, not only for fantasy purposes for next year, but just, it's nice to keep tabs on the league if you're a fan of all the teams like I am. I know some of y'all follow a good chunk of the league. Doesn't have to be like me, like an insane person, like all 32, but, your team, maybe the teams in your division, the good teams, and then the teams in the other conference that are good. I mean, I don't think, and then I just take it a step further, the shit teams, and then the average teams and the bad teams, on top of all the good shit that you guys get. I have to get the, but there's also some good that comes out of it. So you see good stories like the Jags and the Lions, and it makes you smile inside, like what could have been for Barry Sanders and Megatron, and nice to see Trevor Lawrence and Dougie P making it work. 16-13, Milwaukee. This was probably a pretty hot ticket in Rip City. I assume that most season ticket holders did not give this ticket up, even if they think we're going to lose by 15. I mean, Giannis, come on, man. I mean, if you're going to go see basketball players, I mean, who's more exciting to see than Giannis and Luka when he's healthy? I mean, we got Dame, but not to be biased, I mean, of course, I'm going to give Dame all the love, but just the perception across the league. Dame is special, but no one considers Dame like the number 2 player in the world, even if he plays like it sometimes, but that's okay with him. He just wants respect. Oh, in and out. And he's loyal too. So I think a lot of people see that too. In and out. 19-13 Milwaukee. 4:50 left in the first quarter. Jeremy Grant, baseline, fumbles the bag. Foul called. It's crazy, too, because there's more and more mocks that are pointing for you guys to get a quarterback. So I don't know if that's propaganda or that guy or girl's personal feelings. But if you start seeing a lot of that and there's like, you think, okay, getting a defensive player on the line or linebacker would be the smartest thing to do. But if you're not keeping Geno and you can get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, then that would be smart. I know it's not ideal because you need that there, but if you're going to let Geno go and not pay 30 to 39 million, you have to have a contingency plan and an after Geno effect if that's the route. But again, you won't really know until I guess the draft comes. And then if it's a quarterback, Geno's not there. And if it ends up being a defensive player, Geno is there. So I guess we have to wait. So, but I have seen more mocks and more, stuff with Seattle with the quarterback. And I was like, a lot of times people do this shit for clicks, they try to get a reaction, but sometimes, and I'm saying only sometimes, the sources have a little truth that maybe they know someone in the building has kind of an idea, but sometimes it's just false shit too. But it's not like you're going to be entitled to Geno. It's like if you're going to sign him, it's to a 1 to 3 year deal, preferably 1 or 2. And then you got to get a guy after that. So, I mean, if there's a franchise quarterback that you can get that's a top 2 quarterback, and when are you going to be able to get a pick that high with the core that you have? I mean, defense needs a hell of a lot of work, but you still are showing with a defense that's really in work still and has a lot of problems. You still can make the playoffs and you can see potential. Like if you firm shit up, like an NFC championship game with the right pieces could be possible, but we have to see if Geno is 1 to 3 years or you're giving up and want to save money and you respect Gino, but you want, it's too much, and you're just going to get the cheaper guy and the guy that might end up being even better than Gino long term. So, I mean, passing up a guy that could be a 10-year guy for you, or 5-year guy, but you're hoping like the guy that's there for a good chunk of the career. I mean, that could be change. That could change. I mean, if he pans out, I mean, that could change the franchise. But also, if he doesn't pan out, that could change the franchise. So, yeah, let me get some photos. Giannis, Dame Dollar. All right, let's get some photos up real quick. Don't want to make people wait too long. It's 21-13. Blazers losing by a bunch. Oh. Reverse layup in and out. Chris Middleton with the rebound. He needs to be healthy for Milwaukee if they want to have a chance to win and get past Boston. If Middleton is not healthy or is in a slump, they have no chance to me. I mean, unless someone else can step up, but you need a guy sometimes to throw up 20 to 50 as the number 2 guy. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, CJ, he did some incredible things for being the second best player on the team. I'll tell you that. Jim Zorn. Wesley Matthews back in the building. He just fired the arrow to the ceiling after that. Oh, this is a homecoming for him. I wonder if he's got friends here. He's been around, at a couple teams, but like I said, we always loved him and Nicolas Batum. We had guys that the Brandon Roy era. Ooh, for 3. Arford for 3. 24-18 Milwaukee. All right, we're going to do some donation photos. The dono photos. It's the uniforms and the helmets for me. I'm just a nostalgia person, so anytime I see anything old that looks better than what it did back then. Sometimes people don't realize that simple sometimes is better. Like, it's cool to be able to have these these normal jerseys that are more like computerized, digitized versions of, this new 2020 culture. But the older stuff, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, I mean, this shit is eternal. Like, I think generations moving forward are going to be looking at jerseys and helmets from back in that era and be like, what the heck? Like, why was everything so on, and sometimes keeping, the design simple. And, it's nice to have patches and other things like the NFL little tag underneath the neck and everything. But I'll tell you, man, some of the older stuff is just so classic and pure and just simple. And sometimes simple can look good. It can look good. I know I'm not the only one. And you don't have to be an old head to think like this too. There's younger people that are like, as far as like Mitchell and Ness and just like fashion. I mean, it doesn't get any better than anything from that era, especially if you're going like with a really fire jersey too. I'll throw a Steve in there too for good measure. And I'm just scrolling up here. I'm scrolling. I'm just scrolling. Travis Kelce. I had to scroll up. Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Steve Largent. All right. And then we'll get back to the game. 24-18 coming out of the timeout in the first quarter. 2:58 left. Pretty good seats in that Moda Center, let me tell you. When I saw Dame throw up 60, I was in the 300 level in the cheap seats, but it was dead, like center court. Even though it was up high, you could see everything, and it was like PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 or NBA Live. I kid you not. Like, was I stoned? Yes. Okay, but the game, I mean, it's not like I was falling asleep. We had a really cool section. A lot of cheering, it's like fist bump. I mean, not a lot of chest bumping, because that would mean that you have to like put your snack down or beer down, but definitely like some, high fives and whatnot and some hooting and hollering. And yeah, man, I mean, those views are just, wow. I was impressed. It's crazy to think like a $20 to $25 seat at a basketball game up high, but you're dead middle would be better than being in the 100 level seats at an angle. Because it's so true. You want to be able to see the action. And when you're too close, when they go far away from you, we're like, where'd they go? Like, you could be like front row, but they're like, it's just being able to see everything clearly. I like to see the angles and the screens and kind of like the strategy in basketball. You get too close. I mean, you can't be bitching if you're too close. Front row is amazing. And I've never sat front row paid. I snuck down in Bob Lamphier's seat when I was a kid, who's like the number one car guy here in Oregon. And it was like, courtside, one like near the middle. He was late. So I was like, fuck it, Dad, I'm going. And I sat down there for like a quarter and a half. And then he showed up like about 5 minutes, maybe before halftime. And then I just left. But it was dope as fuck, though. And they played the Spurs, and Dennis Rodman was there. And there was a few times where he slid, not into me, but close. And you hear them like, screen, like you hear all the shit talk. And this was back in like the Kenny Anderson, Rod Strickland era and Dennis Rodman. I mean, it was pretty incredible, man. Even if it was only for like a couple minutes, but to be able to sit there for, a good like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it was pretty epic. Sometimes you got to take chances in life, and it's not take chances, get in trouble. You know what I mean? But I knew it's not like they're going to throw me out. I just get up and I just go back to my dad's seat. It was awesome. I'm glad I did that. Sometimes you got to go down there. That's how I got Rick Smith's autograph. I had to go down there, and I went up to his like kneecap when Reggie Miller wasn't signing for everyone. I was like, fucking Rick Smith's, dude. I was like, obviously not the best player, but as far as centers back then, he was probably one of the top 10 centers back then. Pacers were pretty good. They had the Davis Bros and Mark Jackson, Reggie Miller. And yeah, I went up to his like fucking kneecap, but I went down there. Sometimes you gotta have that in you, that dog. You got to be in the right place in the right time. 26-22. Anthony Simon's at the top of the key. I was like, Rick Smith, can I please have your autograph? And he's like, what is this flea on my kneecap? No, he was so nice. He was like very cool too. But I think Reggie didn't sign because I think if he would have started signing, everyone would have went over there. You can just tell when certain players sign and certain players don't, especially if you're a superstar or one of the all-stars, like Reggie was damn good. Like, yeah, he probably would have been there for a while. And then if you don't get the autograph, then you feel like shit, right? If you were waiting there, then you post like some bad review. That's not a good look either. So sometimes players, that's why they don't sign, or they don't sign because they think people are going to sell their shit, which a lot of people do, which is fucked up. If I get something, I'm not fucking selling that. Not for like profit, but that's what some people do. And that's why a lot of athletes don't really give adults autographs as often. So it's harder for someone like me. Like if I could get a Julio, that would mean everything to me. But also, you don't want to be pushy about it. I'm never going to push kids out of the way to get Julio's autograph. They only get pushed away if the foul ball's coming or the home run ball. I'm just joking. I have never pushed a kid getting a ball. But again, I've gotten assaulted twice, but I got 2 baseballs. Okay. It worked out. 28-22 Bucks. I mean, fucking right. If you get bloody knees, right, for some guy, shoving you in the back and your knees hit the concrete, right, but you get the ball, fuck it, man. Baseball, right? Scars are temporary. Baseball is forever. Alley-oop to Giannis. 30-22. Giannis. This is what he did. That's what he did. He said, "Kaka, kaka," and they did this. Oh, yeah. That was kind of the range of emotions there. 30-22. 1 second left in the first quarter. Giannis. 30-22. Giannis is so awesome, man. We got our Giannis with Dame, but God, for a big man, I mean, for 3 in and out, we're down by 8, 30-22, end of the first quarter. All right, let's get some more photos. 30-22, end of the first quarter. Now I got to work fast as fuck to get some photos. baby. Okay. Drew Eubanks with the dunk, he says. Baby. Yes, Giannis is playing. Ba, 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 da, da. Well, they got 30 points. He only has 5 right now. Lopez has got 13, believe it or not. But we already know sometimes the game starts off slow. Like the game I saw, he put up 54. Okay. And played like shit in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, the second half, guy can score like 20 to 26 points like consecutively if he wanted to. So Detlef Schrempf. Right. But your quarterback wasn't in a contract situation. That's why it's more intriguing. And sometimes rumors end up being true. Sometimes it's rumor, but when like there is a possibility that he might not be there next year, even, he had a good year. So that's always going to be a justified reasoning, but we just don't know if that's the route they're going or not. But it makes you think. He said, this is the fucking new ESPN. I bet you I get better ratings than ESPN. Put me on a big platform. I don't think anyone's going to match the energy. You just give me some access to like, other things. Highlights. I mean, if I was able to use like highlights and like have a partner deal with the NFL and just being able to do highlights and have access, to people, I definitely think that, we could be a household brand. And I think it's what America needs. NWSF is just a small extension of a lot of channels that are out there. But I mean, if you think about like how sports talk has been and where sports talk is going and us being ahead of the curve and like, everyone, has a takeoff moment at a different point. If you're grinding and, not everyone's journey is going to be different. Some people are going to have success much sooner. Some are going to be long-term. Some will be a phase. But a lot of times if you have the grind, you're not going to fall off completely, even if you do hit a point where you're not maybe growing as much at one point. But, just being able to have like discussions that are realistic and, everyone loves their team and everyone loves their players and everyone, is biased as fuck, but you just have to be able to understand that. And the bias is there. But then if like there's other information out there for other stuff, you can always keep it in consideration. Don't always have to agree, but it's always good to keep an open mind, especially with football. You keep an open mind with NFL, it's going to be easier to have conversations with people. That's why we all get along here. 30-22, Milwaukee. It's the real talk. No BS. No bullshit. No bias. Bang. Big 3 for Milwaukee. Damn it. 33-22. 4 for 12 for the Bucks. 4 for 10 for Rip City. Gary Payton, the second. GP2. Too bad he's not as good as his dad. But he's a defensive guy, and I like that. And I will get some Detlef Schrempf for you. You see, I'm always digging deeper. Everyone can see the obvious, but sometimes you have to, I have to analyze and break down shit. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to think, okay, if this is out there, why are they saying this? Why? I have to come to a conclusion, and I usually just try to figure it out and just read in between the lines. But sometimes it's not as obvious as people think. I have to dig deep. 36-24 Milwaukee. Come on, Blazers. Fucking A. Giannis with the steal. Giannis with the layup. Giannis. Damn it. 38-24. This guy is so good. Damn, Giannis is good. God, we're so undersized out there. Anthony Simons for 3. In and out. Over the backboard. God damn it. Oh, baby. A bang, boom, boom, bang, bang, bang. I'll give you a couple more too. Boom, bang, boom, bang, bang, bang. $5 holla. Detlef Schrempf is awesome. We had him here in Portland, so we're very familiar. We were actually really blessed that to have guys like Scottie Pippen at the end of the career. Yeah, we know it's not Scottie Pippen in the prime with MJ, but when you had guys like that and Steve Smith, who played for the Hawks for like a long time, was very good, and getting Detlef Schrempf, he played in a couple spots. Obviously Sonics and Blazers and Pacers. He made his way around, but he was a damn good player, and UW too. So appreciate you. $5 holla. Detlef Schrempf. Yeah, I definitely spelled Detlef Schrempf's name wrong. It ended up coming out to being in Google Detlef and then Schrempf. Oh, shit. Detlef Schrempf, 41-26. See if I can find some old and some new. $41-26. Anthony Simons with a hook shot. Oh, my. Detlef Schrempf. I'm having to find the perfect one, though. Sometimes you got to look. You got to look for it, baby. 43-28. Anthony Simons all the way with the layup. It's good. 43-30. Now get back on fucking defense, baby. Detlef Schrempf. Detlef Schrempf. He was fun to watch. I think when I ended up going to Seattle, I posted the mural of Detlef Schrempf that I think I have it on my phone or when I posted, but there was 3 murals. I think it was like Walter Jones. It was, it wasn't Detlef Schrempf. It was one of the other Sonics before that. Gosh, I have to go back and look at my photos. And then Sean Kemp's got his like weed thing, dispensary like type thing out there, like weed store. I wasn't able, and there's a big mural, that very cool Sean Kemp one. But yeah, we drove by and like the Uber or whatever left and stuff. I think we were trying to get food, but I saw it on the corner of my eye, so I had to like, try to take pictures quick, just to see what I could see. But seeing some of the murals when you walk back from Mariners or from Seahawk game, like sometimes on the streets, you'll find the murals, in certain places, and they'll have like the famous athletes. So there'll be like a Marshawn, which is cool. Some of the legends, but Detlef Schrempf. Detlef Schrempf. Detlef Schrempf. That's what I don't know why in my mind that's like okay, that's like the position. If you have like an action figure, like that's the pose right there. Detlef Schrempf. I know I have one more. Let me see. Let's see here. Let me see. I don't even remember what I used before. I just had to find this real quick because it was right next to it, because it was just like a very special era. It's not Detlef Schrempf per se, but it's in that same team era. So I have to show other teammate and foe. Doesn't that bring you back? I mean, gosh, that's something right there. Pippen and Gary Payton. Yeah, I had this really cool vintage Sonic photo, but I don't remember how I found it. I don't remember, but maybe I'll come across it. I'm going to look. Let me look. I was looking for Supersonics, and I see Super Bowl, Super Mario 3, Surfer Boy Pizza. I assume that's a, Stranger Things reference to that pizza company. Szechuan Beef. No, Supersonics. There is no super. Damn it. I don't think I would put vintage. I just have to remember like the players so I can find it. 41-30. Milwaukee. 7:44 left in the second quarter. Get that rebound. There we go. Your boy's thirsty. Today's show is sponsored by Snapple Kiwi Strawberry, fresh from the freezer. This one needs to go back in the freezer, though, because I want to make sure it's got that slushy, icy 7-Eleven thing vibe going. Or those fucking popsicles, like the Otter Pop shit. That shit was a vibe back when I was a kid. You were fucking outside all day. Someone had those Otter Pops, they fucking gone. The blue one, the green one. You always got to go for those ones first. Then all the other colors are secondary. Grape is good, red, orange. Ooh, big, nice crossover from Middleton. Woo, and the layup. 43-30. Oh, my. Yeah. I can't remember. It's got 3 players, but I've shown it a couple times and it's epic. It's like a promo photo, but I'm trying to remember what keywords. See, a lot of my job is keywords, so it's like I'll have certain things like, oh, most people would be like, well, just look up the player name, but sometimes that's not where you find like the cool shit. Sometimes you have to look it up under a nickname, or maybe it's not the main guy in the photo, it's the other guy. It's like something, some kind of terminology to the game. So a dunk reference, or you know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll just be able to a vintage, like classic, like you try to be able to put like different combinations together to unlock the special like 4K, HD greatness that you guys deserve. We can't just have like, bad memories on screen. It has to be good. It has to be epic. Middleton with the jumper, in and out. We're only down by 13. That feels like 20. 5:45 left in the second quarter. Go baseline, son. Ooh. Yeah, he'll still be successful, though. Justin Herbert can succeed with anybody. Like, I truly believe in him and, like, Burrow, and I think Josh Allen can turn it around, and Mahomes. Like, when you just have that talent, Keenan Allen normally is hurt for how many games every season he's been there. I mean, no matter if Herbert's the quarterback or not, Keenan Allen and a lot of the offensive players and defensive players get fucking hurt. So you have to be used to playing with backups. Hell, Justin Herbert, for the first time in his career, was hurt. And of course, I picked him in fantasy thinking that maybe he wouldn't be hurt, but at least that didn't, end the chances. Yeah, he'll be better. But yeah, Keenan Allen is a big, normally top 5, 6, 7 receiver, always disrespected like Mike Evans is. Those are the 2 most disrespected receivers in the NFL. As a duo compared to any other one. I mean, Diggs gets more credit. Like, you get guys that are all on that similar, level. If you're going to have Devontae and Tyreek and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson at the top, of course, right? But what about at 5, 6, 7? Does that matter? To some people it does, but you can definitely tell, like, every year, like, even with Evans winning the Super Bowl, I feel like nationally, and a lot of people, would easily try to make other names come up even over those guys. Like, they're trying to act like these guys are not even top 10 receivers. And I don't know, if you watch football, you tell me. I mean, Mike Evans is doing shit that we haven't seen, and Keenan Allen is fucking fantastic, Hall of Fame player, arguably the best route runner in the game. And it's like you can look at the league as a whole and not be biased. But I mean, if you actually watched Chargers play, I mean, very, very good. 30 doll hairs, 70 to go. It's always going to be a good time here. Always. But damn it, I was trying to find this fucking greatness. I'm looking for the greatness, baby. Oh, I found greatness. But I'm trying to find greatness and then things in that time period. And I'm going to try to find another Detlef. Detlef stuff is hard because a lot of stuff can't be formatted to make it clean on the screen. This won't fit, but this is one of the best jerseys for an all-star game. And just the pose. This is one of the Sean Kemp epic photos. Same era. Clean. All right, Giannis, what are you doing? What are you doing to me here? Take a look at Giannis. We're holding him to 7 points so far. So, I mean, I guess that's good, right? 45-30. We're down by 15, though. They're like, oh. A lot of boom shakalakas. But we got to have Dame do something. Let me look at Dame. What we got, Dame? What are we looking at? Oh, of course it's less. 2 points? Damn. Come on, Dame. Dame Dollar. I don't know if we're going to get Dame time. I saved this, though, just in case. Just in case. But I had a feeling it could be bad. Pete Carroll made things good. Let me get, what else was I going to do? What else was I going to do? No worries. Thank you for what you've done. It's good to get the representation. The representation. Yeah, that's super dope. You never know when you can get certain players or people, even if they only do it for a little bit, if it's them or they're publicists, sometimes they handle their own Twitter and Instagram. Sometimes they have someone doing it for them sometimes, depending on how famous the person is and whatnot. But yeah, it's always cool to be able to get someone that's kind of a bigger name person. Me and Sarah got a few wrestling people and, I've had, some decent names, but John Cena, I mean, that's a cool thing. 45-33. John Cena says, you can't see me. I can see you though. And you follow me and I follow you. 45-33 Milwaukee. I would prefer, if it was The Rock, Stone Cold, right? That would be cool. Macho Man if he was alive. Scott Hall, baby. 47-33 Milwaukee. Eubanks. 47-35 Bucks. Middleton. Nice pass to the outside. Go up, big man. Robin Lopez for 2. 49-35 Milwaukee. The Jim's on the Pete Carroll. Detlef Schrempf. Yeah. Well, you already know, Matt, a lot of times, you would think that people would do their own research, but this is a copycat world. There's sports analysts like the NFL players and the analysts that are stealing from each other. So not only do they steal from here, they're stealing from each other because if you're on Twitter or Instagram or seeing stuff on TV, I mean, you'll hear things and then other people try to act like they made it up. And, it's sad, but then the people do get petty. Especially if you're working hard and you're trying to, be authentic and things just kind of come naturally. And, every great personality will have like their own mannerisms and catchphrases, and it's not to like necessarily profit off of or anything like that. It just is part of the game and just trying to give you something extra and special and something that's relatable and unique, you know? He said, come on. Wesley Matthews, baby. Oh, Blazers jerseys are epic. They have the, I mean, as far as like colors and like throwbacks, the old school stuff. I mean, we've always been blessed, like, you know, just the colors of the red, gray, white, and black. I mean, you can't get that wrong. I mean, that combination of colors is like impossible to fuck up. I guess you could fuck up the font and the way that the you know, and we got the stripe too across. So you got the colors there. I don't know. The people that put the Blazer stuff together and the pinwheel, we got one of the best logos in the game too. Not only NBA, but in general. The Blazer pinwheel is one of the most epic logos. Very cool. Lots of history. We don't got like a lot of championships or nothing, but you know, Michael Jordan happens. Bad boys happen. Shaq happens. Kobe happens. Kobe, rest in peace. 51-41 Milwaukee. We're down by 10. 2:54 left. A $10 holla. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. She said, it's Dame time. It's $10 time. Thank you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let me know what you want to see. I got you. $40 hair, 60 to go. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let me know what you want to see. I saw that. They're both in heaven now. They're both chilling together. Him and Randy Macho Man Savage. That's my favorite. Like, you know, I got Rock and Stone Cold and Hogan and Scott Hall and you know, Kevin Nash and RVD and Sabu. It's very hard for me to do a top 5 in wrestling. I like too many. And then I got the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk. Like, I can't leave them out. Then you got to either pick Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart or both. And then like NWO, DX. I mean, you know, if you're a wrestling fan, it's very difficult just to put like, I guess if you want to do just like the top 5 in WWF, WWE, but you got to take in consideration, you know, WCW and ECW, I guess, unless you never watched, but 56-41. Oh shit. Dame from deep. That was from downtown. That was almost half court. Yeah, but it's crazy when like people like me, like original content creators, you know, like, you know, work hard, you know, to be able to not have something stupid and sound stupid and corny. You try to find things that have a good ring to it, that it can be something that just happens naturally, and it's either going to fit or it won't. But I mean, a lot of thought usually goes involved in this channel and everything that's in it and about. So, and sometimes there's really creative people out there that just are very clever and can put stuff together, and it just ends up being a blessing. I mean, not all nicknames are given by family and friends. Ooh! Behind the back dribble by Middleton. That would have been a huge and one. Anthony Simons. Off the bank, and it's good. 58-46. We're only down by 12, baby. Let's go. It's almost halftime. Then I'll get some more pictures up for y'all. Yeah, it's difficult to do it. I guess like some people, it depends on how old you are, because you can tell people's like top 5 or top 10, or if you ever like discuss like legends in wrestling, like, you know how, I mean, we're all nerds, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you can kind of do like a thing where guys go to like a get together and then you don't even know the guy's name, but you're just like drinking beers and just like talking sports, and you don't even know who's who, but you know what I'm saying? But to be able to have those conversations, you know, if they say the Rock and Stone Cold, then you knew that when they were like in their childhood, that those were the two biggest like stars, you know what I mean? And if it's like older than that, then you'll hear it based off the other people that are in. Like if someone says Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, then you know they're a little bit older and they've seen probably a little bit more, and you can, it's tough. There's so much talent on so many different generations. That's facts. Giannis with the air ball for 3, but of course they get the offensive rebound. Another 3 attempt, in and out, and another rebound. Jesus. Oh. Yeah, but they're also doing it with each other. So it's now kind of getting comical that everyone is so desperate to be original and authentic and real that can't do it. So they just have to try to piggyback off someone else, just, maybe being smarter or more clever or hardworking or just trying to have something. It's not like you're looking in the dictionary for a nickname. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? You read, you watch film, and then whatever you see on the screen, that emotion that you feel, from the athlete or whatever you're watching wrestling, then it just kind of, it will happen organically. And that's how the GOATs, people that do this for a living, this is what we do. And obviously, if it's something is catchy and good, people will steal it. But these guys are getting pissed. It'll be like former NFL player that are both doing like commentary now, or an NFL player, and then like a sports guy, like analyst, on TV. I mean, it's getting petty, but petty. But for the people that are actually doing it, it just, all you want is just credit. You know what I mean? It's like, but of course it's not cool to like come up with like this really clever thing and be like, oh yeah, but I didn't actually come up with this. It was from credit per, so then you look like what? An idiot? Like that you couldn't come up with it yourself. But people would at least think you're honest, instead of just being some fucking dirtbag that steals shit, So it's a thing that, a lot of these guys wouldn't want to do, like admit that someone else came up with something more like, catchy or cool, or it's not that it's an ego thing at that point. Yeah, I saw Byron Leftwich might go there. I mean, if he coaches like when Brady was there for the first 2 years, he'll do great. But if he coached like he did this year for us, he'll get fired after a year or two. Dame said he fucking fouled me. We're down by 10. Halftime, 58-48. All right, just updating the score. 58-48, Milwaukee. All right, what are we doing for photos here? Yeah, Dame time. It's not Dame time. I was like, as long as we don't like let him score 50, but it's like we don't have Nurk, and even though sometimes plays like Sharman, just soft, but a guy that's like a big man, like you don't. Not everyone needs to be like a Shaq out there, you know what I mean? But you just want to see like when there's like a 50-50 chance for a rebound or a hustle play, and you always are the one that comes up second. It's frustrating as fuck, dude, especially when you got someone that's tall, that's, can pass and shoot and rebound. But when it just comes to like, the hustle or the mentality or just putting out the effort, or these guys are just much stronger than you. Maybe that's what it is. But it just sucks to come in second when you think the guy could, and I don't know if it's really lack of effort. I don't know. Maybe it's just like positioning, or maybe he just, I don't know. Maybe he needs to get a sponsorship from the Charmin, because I know I'm not the only one that gets frustrated with that. And it's tough. It's like a two-way street, because you don't want to, you don't want to try to like badmouth anybody that's on the team, but certain things need to be said. So hopefully things are heard, so improvement happens, even if it's not on the Blazers. Like I would love it if he just like turns into a fucking animal, and even if he just goes from our team to like Detroit or whatever, and then just balls out, and then makes an all-star game or something. I just sometimes that switch needs to be flipped, and but he has injuries too, so I can't be too critical and whatnot. We love the Nurk, but I'm not the only Blazer fan that sees that frustration, because if he was more consistent with Lillard, Simons, and then Jeremy Grant and Hammond, if he was better, right, then like the Josh Hart and then the extra pieces, GP2, like, Sharp with the dunks, like then we got something where maybe we can get number 8 in the West or something, or 7, but not every year is the same for a Rip City. Look who it is. It's Reflect the Sun. $20 hello. 20. How are you, bro? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. He just comes in, been gone for a little bit. Bang, bang, $20 holla, and it's much appreciated. We've had some tough months. Last couple months have been tough, and there's going to be, waves of it, but you just have to keep the faith and believe in yourself and know that, we have a great product here and people will wake up one day. And it's just nice to be able to spend the time. And I appreciate you with the generosity. That really helps. I mean, dollar helps, 99 cent helps, 500 to 1,300 helps. But any dollar amount, obviously, above a certain number is obviously so appreciated because especially if you're doing it full time, lots of bills, rent's going up, Paisley's expensive, got to get her dog food, got to get her treats, got to get her greenies, got to get her cookies, a lot of stuff. Appreciate you, man. $20. What do you want to see for photos, dude? What do you want to see? You want some Seahawk representation? You want some draft picks? Are you still on? Oh boy, from Clemson? Is that still the package, or have things changed? My boy, reflecting a 20. How are you, man? We missed you. $60, $40 hairs to get there. Oh no, bro. That is the most frustrating thing, bro. Yeah. I mean, and especially with like car and truck stuff, sometimes it can be from an old vehicle, sometimes a newer one, and shit just starts to break down or things need to be replaced. And shit isn't not cheap. Like, you get 2 tires and you think, it's not going to be that much. You're thinking maybe like 50 or 100 per tire because you're stupid, or you just haven't gone in a long time. Like, you're just thinking the prices are going to be like back when, I don't know, a long time ago. And then you get the bill and then you go to like a Les Schwab or a Discount Tire, unless you have like a special deal or a friend. And then and depending on your vehicle, how big the tires are, low profile, or you have like an SUV, right? And then you get 2 tires and it's like almost, 3, 4, sometimes close to 5. I mean, I guess it just depends on the brand and what you're trying to get. And it's not trying to get like the top of the line. You're looking at the options and seeing how expensive some of the stuff is. And obviously us Northwest people, we have, usually the snow stuff, but I'm not even talking about that. Crazy, man. I hope things get better. I mean, I had an Integra, lowered, Momo Arrows, Chrome, 17, with the subs and the amp, and I mean, and the body kit, intake, headers. I mean, I went full board, Fast and the Furious, dude. Like, it was special. Got the diamond, obviously for the tweeters. Those are like handmade, and and then I had custom interior. Done black leather with white stitching with the white Acura. Stitched, because they came in cloth. Just totally to give it my personality. But that one had issues, but hopefully it's not, something that's going to, be long-term, and hopefully it's like a simpler fix. Or if your shit is fucked up and you got a couple things you need to fix, you can only fix so much at a time because money is limited for most people. So sometimes you just got to do the one that can get the car running. And then the next thing, kind of funny, I had a light come up on the dash and I had to look it up on Google. I was like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, that's the best way to find out. Like, what's the orange car mean? Like, well, because you have like the different things that pop up, and not every single one is like obvious. Like, sometimes it'll be a symbol. Sometimes it'll be like a kind of fucked up picture. Sometimes it's clear, an outline of a car. But then, I mean, I guess you have to look at the picture closely. How they have the road, like lines behind the car or in front, or, whatever they're trying to depict, if it's like a light issue or engine or whatever. But I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was just, being able to kind of look around, and then I figured it out. I was like, I'm going to push this button and see what happens. And then it went off. I was like, oh, okay. 2008 Subaru Outback. That's the type of rides that a lot of us out here have in Oregon and Washington. Do you love it? I mean, obviously you do if you still have it. It's kind of like a lifestyle. Like, there is a fan page and like a Subi gang, like the Subaru people. It's like, it might not be Honda or Acura, but that's why it's cool, because it's not, they do more of the off-road, and they're really good at it, and the style and the power and just the kind of the vibe, knowing that in whatever you need to go fish, you can go fish. You want to go camping, No problem. You want to go to the mountains? You're good. You want to go to the beach? No problem. Like, it's like the best all-terrain vehicle besides like some big ass fucking Hummer, as far as like vehicles. It's got the style, but I mean, it's made for out here. If you live in Oregon and Washington, you probably know someone with a Subaru. And usually they're pretty chill people for the most part. I don't think I've met too many people that are like an asshole. Most of them are very chill people and they love life, and they're usually doing something fun. It's not like to try to be like a poser, like, oh, I got a Subaru, now I got to go camping fucking 8 times a year. But it's kind of like a lifestyle. And not every person that drives Subaru is going to be as outdoorsy or have the camping or fishing vibe, but definitely if you have a vehicle that that can make it, instead of just like a car or a truck, sometimes maybe that'll give you more of an incentive to actually go do a random adventure, to be like, fuck it, we want to go to the mountains, fuck it, let's go. And then you just go. That's kind of cool to be able to live life that way. I want to be able to do that. You're like, fuck it, man, I want to go to the beach, dude, let's just go. And then just hop in with a few friends and just go. It's a vibe. And the Lincoln City's got this really dope arcade, so you can like go in there. That's a place where I lost my phone, and thank God I got it back. I was changing money out, and obviously, smoking and drinking and stuff, birthday stuff, and I put it there, and then the store employee guy got it, so it wasn't like some random person stole it. But I remember when it initially happened, I was like, oh fuck, did it fall out of my pocket? Because I'm trying to like think like when I last had it from the restaurant. And then I walked probably like a mile, and then a mile back, and was just looking. It's like, oh, this is horrible birthday. Lose my phone? Like, this is hell no. But the gods, the sports gods, were like, okay. And then I was like, I just had this weird thing. I was back by the bar, and I said to the people, I was like, that I was with, and I was like, call my phone. I was like, if it's here, we're gonna hear it with my ringtone. If it's because I assume it's still on. I had the volume on, thank God, right? And they call, and then I listen, and sure enough, I heard it, maybe like 6, 7, 8 seconds in, I heard it, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, you got my phone. And I was like, and then from there, everything was good, but definitely stressed me out. But I mean, what are the chances of that happening? Usually if you wallet, phone gone, someone stole it, or they're going to give it to someone else, or, just, trying to do what they do when people take that shit. So, but you do have some good people out there that, don't want people to lose their shit. And that's, a blessing, if you get something like that happens. 4-wheeler. Yeah, me and my dad had a 3-wheeler, and then my dad went down a canyon like 50 to 100 feet with it on top of him, like 500 pounds. But sometimes when you're, younger and, you're with your friends and whatnot, stuff happens, right? You're camping and whatnot, but yeah, luckily nothing horrible happened, like, fucking getting paralyzed or, having something happen. But I know they had to get a winch to get it out of there. But I remember mobbing around in that when I was a kid, and I would go fast. I'd be hitting jumps and shit. You know what I mean? Like I would take that pretty close to the limit, if not like full, even when I was younger, because, it's 3-wheeler. I was like, I didn't think I was going to, injure myself too much, but it's fun. Like if you've never been on a 3-wheeler or a quad and then you get on one, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's life-changing, but you remember it, and maybe that, points you in a direction. Or if you get like on a jet ski or a stand-up one or a sit-down, right, and you get on that in the water, I don't know, it's a very like video game vibe. It's hard to describe unless you actually do it. And who wouldn't want to mob around, sitting down, chilling, and going over some waves and stuff, or if you're just mobbing around camping and you got a vehicle, I don't know, it's fun. Fun stuff. Oh no. Did you ever get it back? I would assume you didn't. Yeah. But I was like, had a pre-roll. They had dispensaries down there because they're big down there. You can't go like barely up one street to a next. And there's like some dispensaries, some people are trying to make that money. There's not a lot of income, unless depending on the business, you have like saltwater taffy or like the candy. So or Moe's for the chowder, right? The chowder bowl. But everyone's got their thing, right? Outlet mall, and you want to get some like overpriced hoodie, from Nike. It's like, this is an outlet mall and you're still paying like $42. They're like, this is what? Regular price what? 62? Like, what happened? But they do have some cool stuff down there. But I was blessed. Like, what are the chances? Like, someone could have, and also too, what made it really scary, because at that point, I think I didn't have my lock on, so people could go into like my stuff, you know what I mean? Like, app stuff, you know what I mean? So now that's changed, you know what I mean? For precautions, making sure everything is good. But I'm pretty sure at that point, I think I had my phone, and I think it was just like on, and I didn't have it go to like a lock or a password or a code. I think it was just I had it on, and I was like changing stuff up with it, like changing my background and everything, and that could have been really bad. Like, oh, I have money, now I don't. That's fun, So sometimes you're a good person and you try to be better. Sometimes you maybe were a bad person but try to get better and do the right thing, and then you have special miracles like that out of anybody to get it. Thank God it was like one of the lead guys, at the fucking there that was just, walking, doing the rounds, instead of just like someone that sees it, instead of just turning it in, they just take it, and I don't think necessarily that makes you a fucking horrible, horrible, terrible person. I mean, it kind of does, because obviously if you're taking it, right, well, you have intent to try to steal or try to get something out of it, either for the price of the phone for someone else to use it, or trying to, take people's shit. So he said a big dude. One dude. He was a big dude. He took it. You're like, excuse me, sir. He's like, shut the fuck up. I don't have anything. Before you even ask him the question if he's got the wallet, as he's like looking at it, at you, counting the money. That sucks, man. You know what I mean? Like, everyone, I think, has issues like that. You just have to just remember things will get better. But at the time, it's like, you're killing me here, Smalls. It definitely makes you want to try to be a little bit more careful, especially when you've had something happen. I have this really epic story too that I've never told before. So when I was living out of high school, I was the first one to, do the graduation all-night party that they did at the middle school, and you do like photos with the girls, like pretend to be married. And I gambled all night, won like the grand prize, and got like a TV, right? But moved out right out of high school with this other dude that worked like at a Homer Simpson suit at Intel. So we're both like 17, and we moved to like Wilsonville. 58-48 here. I got to change the score. I'll get back to the story here in a second. Halftime is over. Honest. 60-50 Milwaukee. All right, come on, Blazers. Come on, baby. Anthony Simons in and out. Robin Lopez with the rebound. God, Giannis is like, when you see Giannis on the court, he is like hard to describe. His length with his arms and legs is like, I'm trying to like compare. It's like kind of like a Scottie Pippen type of long frame, but he's longer, like arms and legs. And what an athlete that he's turned into. Said, LOL, I canceled the credit card, but they canceled the wrong card. And the guy ended up buying a gun, going to dinner, and buying some. Oh, that's horrible, bro. Oh, my gosh. You're like, excuse me, sir. And he's like some Hell's Angel. Because I don't got no fucking wallet. And you could see like your $50 bills or $20 bills in there. He's just taking them out, going to buy some questionable things with the money. Nothing you can do. You're like, can I at least have my wallet back and the other cards? I mean, it doesn't have to be like library or old Blockbuster video card, which I think I still have mine. Epic, by the way. Yeah, but sometimes people have other things in a wallet. Some people have a social. Some people have credit card, debit card, ID, license. These things are like a pain in the ass if you've ever had shit lost or taken. Like, you got to fucking call, and then you got to call another one. How long? Fuck, and it's like you got to do that 10 times, but I guarantee if it's something like that has happened, it makes you, more aware. But back to my story, right? So me and this guy, there was like these 3-4 dudes that lived down below. We ended up becoming friends and hanging out, right? And then, I go to work, right? And this is like when PlayStation, PlayStation 1 came out. It's like PlayStation 2 just came out. Big stuff. It's been out for like maybe a year or something, right? Year and a half. It's like very fresh, hot thing, right? And I, collect DVDs back then. Back then that was a lot, $20 a pop, having like 50 movies, putting in a lot of investment on like the good stuff, like the Dumb and Dumber and the classics, right? Doing a little bit of everything. Had a nice ECW Kung Fu collection with like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and then had like the Fridays and all the good shit that, back then. Gone in 60 Seconds. I mean, I'm a guy, I'm complex, but I'm simple. I like action. I have to have a little variety. Okay. And one day I come home from work, right? And someone broke in, right? And they took my binder. My binder had 50 movies. It was like one of those, like, laser disc, like the big, Case Logics, the big one, not the one you had for CDs in your car, the one that opened up with a 3 at a time, but we're talking the one that's got 9 per page, the big boy, 2-sided, boom, 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 if you want to, but normally you just do like, the backing of it, or, and then it's got the cloth and you put the game in or whatnot, right? So I had 50 movies, and then I had 20 games, 50 a pop. So right there, you're looking at like $2,000 in a book, right? So they came in and they stole it, right? So what did I do? And this is me, being savvy. You know what I do? I knocked down on the door, right? I said, the police came, and it's like, they got the fingerprint on the window, right? I was like, you got 48 hours. This is your boy being Criminal Minds. I said, you got 48 hours to bring back my fucking collection. Whoever's got it, one of the people that stays here, and I was like, you got 48 hours. All right. Otherwise you're getting fucking arrested. And I'm just fucking dead serious. That's $2,000 of my shit. Even if you want to copy all my games and DVDs, give my shit back. You know what I mean? If you want to do that. Right. And this is me being, savvy. I'm not even that old. This is me at probably, how old was I? 18, 19, I was working at the True Green Chemlon, you know what I mean? I was like working really hard, Fortune 500 company, type stuff. And guess what? I stayed up all night, on those 2 nights, and I waited to see in the peephole who motherfucking took it. And do you think I saw? You bet your ass I did. I saw. And so, me just, being clever, I ended up, even if you copied my games and my DVDs, I got my shit back, knowing that no one's gonna, I had to sell it, you know what I mean? And I sold it, and like, that's not normal results, but that's the type of shit that has happened to me. When I have bad shit that happens, sometimes I get saved. And it's like guardian angel shit, the aliens, Orion, whatever, ancient aliens, they always say Orion, that's like kind of the destination where we could be, from that particular star. And Ancient Aliens is good. You should watch it. 69-58 Milwaukee. It's like, dude, I don't give a shit. Take all my cash. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Even if you want to be fucking froggy, take the fucking debit card. I'll cancel it. You buy some shit tonight, but give me back the rest of my shit. Give me the wallet, because I probably paid $20 at Target for it, maybe more, or maybe I got it as a gift. Maybe it was 30 or 40. People don't understand, like, every little thing you got to do, you got to make a call to replace, and you never get the replacement soon enough. And then you got to get another wallet unless you have an old one. But I mean, once you get a wallet, probably chances are the old one that you had fucking exploded if you're a dude, right? Because the fucking cards, receipts for fucking some reason, gum, pennies and shit that are in there that have like molded inside the wallet. Fuck it, I know I'm not the only one who's had the old school wallet, just fucking all the bills in there. Fuck it. And then they got those really cool slider ones where it's like the mechanical. I want one of those. I have not bought one of those, but I've seen them. And that looks like something that's kind of my vibe, because I'm so ghetto sometimes. I would just have like my cards and I would rubber band them. I'm not trying to do it like Rubber Band Boys, when they had the big old stacks of money and they would just rubber band it. Not necessarily like that, but sometimes, I just have to find things that are smaller, and I just, but then you have to be careful not to lose, your stack of cards. You lose your stack of cards, you're fucked. Like if you lose your wallet. So you have to, be aware, but I never really had an issue with that. Thank God. Yeah, but that PlayStation 2 games, you know what I mean? That was like my baby. I collected that for like a year or 2 years. It was just when PlayStation, and I got the PlayStation. I was the first one at my school to get that. So that was a vibe. And I waited in line in Electronic Fries. You might have heard of it. No longer in business. They went bankrupt, but it was the place to be in Oregon at one point. If you needed a new video game, TV, electronic piece, Electronic Fries was like Target, Kmart, Toys R Us, kind of like, it was just like all in one, and it was cool. And they had shitloads of demos where you could like chill. You know what I mean? Like, let me test out this fucking chair, and like you can see the TVs, and they got video game shit. And it was like if you were a computer nerd like I was, you're trying to get like different mods and keyboard, new monitor, seeing what new games came out and shit like that. I mean, it was a vibe. But I remember waiting in line at Electronic Fries for like 5-6 hours in the cold, and they were only going to give out, I think, 20 PlayStation 2s day one, opening night, right? 20. There was a line of like probably 300 plus people, and I got there early, right? And they're giving out the vouchers, after we've already been out there, and it's probably, I mean, I left at like 11 or 12 at midnight. I think I got into the store at 6 a.m., I think. And they gave the vouchers at like 5:30. So, and I could see the numbers, and I'm trying to count. Oh, fuck, where are they at? 15. Okay, 16, 17. I'm looking. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to get one. And you wouldn't believe it. I was ticket 20. But a guy cut in front of me, and the guy was like, fuck that. I was like, that guy was fucking waiting. I wasn't making a big deal out of it, even though I could have. But I literally got the 20th, the last one. There was like 300 plus people, and I get to go in the store, with the other, 19 people. Boom, Madden 2001, I think, and an extra controller, 2 games, at least a couple. Oh my God, fucking heaven, bro. I mean, being able to play that back then. And I had Atari 2600. I had Nintendo. I had Sega. Super big fans of those old school systems. Super Nintendo is fucking epic. Nintendo 64, I still have it. That might be the most underrated system of all time. I love Nintendo regular and Sega and Super Nintendo, but Nintendo 64, that might be the most underrated system of all time with the lower graphics. Incredible. I don't even have to say beyond GoldenEye and the wrestling games or Zelda. Either you know or you don't. Turok, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Blitz, NBA Jam. I had a lot of 64 games too. They had the Mario Tennis, was epic. I remember playing with my roommate Mario Tennis like a fucking madman. I think we just like, got stoned or whatever, and we played it for like, I shit you not, like 8 hours straight. Like some of those games on 64 are so fun, especially if you got friends that are good. GoldenEye was like, people play online gaming. That was like the online gaming before online gaming, but you're just playing with the people, and the missions were cool. Graphics could have been better, but you got to understand it was 64-bit, going from 8-bit Nintendo, 16-bit Sega, Super Nintendo, and you went from 8, right? 8 to 16 and 16 to, they had like, 32X, the Sega, thing that you would plug into the Sega Genesis, but 64-bit was a big fucking deal for a lot of us. And I remember when Mario came out, I had a Korean friend named Chris, and between me and him and a few others, we had a lot of the games, and we knew that not one kid could get it on the block unless you're rich. So we had a kind of a game plan where like each person was responsible for this thing, and we would trade, or they'd figure it out or whatever. And then that would be a way for, everyone to be able to like, because you can't, when you're younger, you can't pay for like $600 worth of games at 50 a pop. It's just unrealistic. Your parents are going to do that. Or if you had a little job, you're probably not going to spend all your money on that. But yeah, pretty epic times. Oh my gosh. You know what? I never owned one. And I was actually thinking of going to like, the video game store and getting something like that. I had a Sega Game Gear growing up. I had the Game Boy, and I did the Pokemon thing. I played the Sega Game Gear. And then when it went to like the handheld, like PS, I was like, man, that I just remember, as long as like the titles were good enough, like sometimes it's just cool to have something handheld. And I know they got like Nintendo where you can do that with like Switch and whatnot, where you can play it on the screen or you can have it like right in front of you. I don't know what it is about just the handheld ability to be able to walk away. And it's like, the TV comes with you, and then you just get comfortable somewhere else, from bed to couch, propped up different. And then it's just like a different vibe. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Or just being able to bring it with you. Fuck it. I'm walking out here, sit down on a bench, and I'm going to, play this game it's just kind of a weird thing to be able to play something extremely fun, not on your phone, handheld. That could be like the future, like finding that right size of that right thing that everyone can afford. And they actually have good titles and you're not getting ripped off and they're still able to make money because they're selling so many of them. But I'm not sure if you're going to have something universal like an iPhone where it's like an iGame where it's like, something that everyone could have. And I don't know. I never had that, but it sounds, I've seen titles and I've had like friends and I don't know. I've never had bad experience even with Game Boy. I mean, shit, if I can play Tetris for hours, back in the day, if I can play Pong, yeah, chances are by the time I went from Pong to Resident Evil, my mind fucking probably exploded like a billion times. I remember like dreaming that video games would be better than stick figures on Atari. And then to see Madden progress from Sega stick figures to like polygons, like your mind is just fucking exploded. Side scrolling Mario to Mario 3D. Get the fuck out of here. That was like, I don't know. I mean, there were just certain things that were like life changing. And Mario was definitely one of them. That's part of my childhood. Oh, yeah, man. And you can already tell with the names that I drop, with the stuff. It's like you either know or you don't. It's like about the Earthworm Jim. About the Booger Man. Did I have both of them? You bet your ass I did. Earthworm Jim was the better game. But Booger Man, you can pick and flick adventure where you pick boogers and throw them at the enemies or you fart on them. And as a little kid, who wouldn't want a game like that? Yeah, and you bet your ass I bought it, and it's hard as hell. Like there's like retro systems that are out, and I know my friend's got one of those, and he said it's on there. And he's like, Jesus, how the hell did you play that? I was like, well, I mean, I'm always gonna find just I could play the Altered Beast and some of the other games. I remember Strider was a game that was really fucking hard, and I put a lot of heart into that. It's like certain games like Zelda and Metroid. I mean, it's like or RPGs. It takes a lot of patience to do the Final Fantasy or the Chrono Trigger. But if you're like a geek or a nerd and that's your kind of vibe, there's nothing wrong with that. I have a lot of respect for those people that are RPG first. RPG first people are incredibly intelligent and have incredible patience. It's not my number one option, but I have played, I have owned, still got Final Fantasy 7 or 8. I still have some of my Final Fantasy stuff. It's just, depends if you're able to open your mind to something that's not your number one thing, and just give something else a shot. And sometimes you're like, holy hell, like this is really addictive and fun. And like not only did I collect cards, I did Magic, I did Pogs. Like, I don't think, it's like, you never know, it's like sometimes things are, a collectible thing and you want to give it a shot. And of course, when I wanted to play Magic, I wanted to take every person I played's best card because I'm trying to flip. I'm trying to stack, I'm trying to get the Shivan Dragons. I'm trying to get the Leviathans, the Force of Natures. I still have some of my Magic stuff. I wouldn't know how to play to this day, but that's one of those things that you would never think that I would do or play, but I would. You know what I mean? If someone gave me a refresher and I was with like two other people, fuck yeah, why not? I mean, you can always play chess or checkers or just drink or play beer pong, but I don't know. It's kind of it's like one of those like things that you could do back in the 90s. But it still like fucking exists today. And not a lot of stuff that is card-based like that hangs around for that long. And they're worth a shitload of money like Pokemon stuff. That's facts. 79.65. I know Preston flips some Magic cards like the vintage ones. He'll send them in to get graded and then he'll sell them and stuff. And some of them are like just like mana. But he found like a Gem Mint 10 mana. So if you get like a mana, which is like a basic like card like land or whatever, if you don't know Magic, right? So it's like a penny to 5-cent card or 10-cent common, nothing. But if you have a Gem Mint 10, that mana might be worth like $1,000, like no lie. So, I mean, we're always hustling and trying to, create greatness. If we don't, like we're trying to get it graded and seeing if we can maximize that potential. And, it's just rare to be able to get the stuff that's, that high grade. And that's what we're always trying to get. Lillard in and out, 79.65 Milwaukee. Giannis is taking a breather. Middleton off the glass, in and out. Foul. Yeah. But dude, that's kind of really weird that you said that specifically because I just was thinking about that like 2 weeks ago. Not yesterday. It couldn't be that cool, but I was thinking, you know what? I was on my ride home from Safeway And I was just thinking to myself, how cool would it be to have something like handheld back in the day? Not my Sega Game Gear or a Game Boy, but like something a little bit better, graphics wise. And I was like, that would be epic. But I'm so busy and everything's going up, and we've had a couple rough months. So it's like, I can't be buying shit for myself, but maybe one day I will. I mean, I'm a very selective person, so I want to test it out. I can't just buy one on eBay. I need to make sure it works and see how worn out the buttons are and what other games that, I like to do my research and my, before I just dive into something where I'm going to be paying a couple $100 and investing a part of my life, but I know it's going to give me joy. Wesley Matthews for a deep three fadeaway, in and out. Third quarter, 4:35 left. Bucks up by 13, 79-66. Dame in the powder blue. They're like blue and pink or something, I think. It's not South Beach. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Yeah. I think that, you can always kind of test someone's knowledge based on what they say, especially if you're able to, fire off, one, boom, boom. Like, you can definitely tell if you grew up in the same era and just remembering the same titles, and I played the Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I played the Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl, but guess what? I played a lot of Contra and Super Contra and some of the others. Mega Man. I have so many. Mario Kart. I mean, you knew a kid on the street that had Mario Kart, and if you had Sega and they had Super Nintendo, that was the place to be because it got fucking rowdy. I mean, people don't like to lose at Mario Kart now. Can you imagine when it first came out? I mean, that shit was like a fucking hysteria, but in a good way. You had like Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam and NFL Blitz on like the Sega, and then boom, you got the Mario Kart. So yeah, the other ones are a little bit more like hardcore violent stuff, but as far as like fun factor where anyone could play, yeah, it takes a lot of skill to be good at Mario Kart, especially the old vintage one. You got to know that Super Nintendo controller, and it's a lot smaller than the Sega one. 80-66 Milwaukee. Jameson Meza, a $5 holla, a $5 holla, bang, bang. That's why I like to do it too, because I always know I have people that are my age, or if you're 38 to 42, you're really in my vibe. Like, you're really in that same window as me. If you're like 5 years younger, 5 years older, you're probably still in that window, 35 to 45. But especially if you're like 2 years younger or older, then we're going to connect on the same stuff. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah. You have to have the right friends, to do stuff. It's not like you can be just like this lone person. You'd have to know someone. Like I had these guys where we would fucking, drink and we'd play catch in the back area. You know what I mean? So it'd be like 4 or 5 of us. All of us got mitts, just drinking and playing catch in summertime. And some of them had like RC cars. I mean, we're always fucking around doing something fun. And some of the people in the house played, and I was like, fucking hey, dude. And they were doing the Norwegian golf thing, right? Where you set up the little thing and it's got 2 golf balls attached to a string. You throw it and you try to loop it around on the 3 bars. And I remember meeting these guys, and I was like, man, I just vibed with these dudes like right away. And then I keep in touch with a couple of them still, but we partied hard, but we had fun. That was the thing, to be able to get 5 people, kind of just different backgrounds, but we can all come together with the mitts and play catch. It's not something you typically see for guys in their 20s or 30s or 40s. I mean, even if you played baseball on a team, it's just like, it's one of those things you either played catch with an adult or friends, or it's just, I don't know, camping. It's kind of like one of those like vibe things. Super, super cool. And I remember those memories. The drinking and the partying was cool, but I think throwing the baseball and talking and vibing in summer, that was some of my fondest memories of those dudes. And the Magic was fun. You got plenty of things you can do. You can drink, you can smoke, you can be sober. Always something to do. Sega, 6th grade. I still have mine. Xbox. I bought Xbox when it first came out in like 5 or 6 games, and then I got the Red Eye and the Death Red Eye, and I gave up on it. But I love Gears of War. I love Call of Duty. You know what I mean? They had some stuff on there that I really enjoyed, but I know I could have just sent it in, but I was bitter, and I was already a PlayStation guy from the beginning. I'm already a PlayStation guy. I was the first one at my school to get the PS1. I waited in line 6 hours for the PS. It's just ingrained, and it's like my cousins made the PlayStation in Japan, so it's like I gotta represent. Sony baby, Sony baby. All right. I appreciate you. I'll get you some more pictures another time. 83-66, 3:41 left in the third quarter. We are getting the breaks beaten off us, but you know what? I still put the Dame jersey on. And not only is this a Dame jersey, this is a Dame jersey from his rookie season, and I got it at Moda. I remember me and Jake, the guy that was one of my friends that lived close here, that moved to Arizona, now lives in Dallas. We both got it. We went to the store. It was like a hot thing. He was a rookie. It was early in the season. They were selling out. So I was like, we got to go in there. And they had, I think, 2 left. And there was people behind us like a motherfucker. I was like, grab it, dude. I was like, it's got to be, XL or double XL. Just grab it, dude. Fuck it. And we both got lucky, and we got it, and we got out of there. And it was very hard to come by. Because, that was the first like superstar potential player we had in a long time, and he's definitely lived up to the billing. I got a black Lillard as well, but not as special as this one. And this one's sewn too. So I could have got a screen print, but I wanted the sewn. And sewn stuff goes so quick, especially if it's like the new hot thing. Like Giannis, like it took a little bit longer, for him to turn into the superstar. But there's probably people in Milwaukee that already were like, ooh, and they were already doubling down early. Like I did with Julio. It's like I bought the jersey even before he played his first professional game, like something I would do for Griffey. I just knew that chances are he had probably a 90% chance to win Rookie of the Year if, it's like him, Bobby Witt Jr. We knew there was a few other guys that were going to be good, but you just knew if Julio played like he did in AA and AAA, that he could have a chance for Rookie of the Year. And it was, I normally don't buy a jersey of a guy that soon. I usually evaluate. But, sometimes you fall in love with the personality of the player, and I couldn't think of a better guy to root for than Julio. He's one of like the 4 or 5 guys that bring that natural passion to the game like Griffey did. And it gets you excited. You don't even have to be a Mariner fan to see like he's greatness, and it gives us a chance to do big things, and he's going to be very collectible. Like, I feel he's going to be like a top 5 player for a good chunk of his career as long as he doesn't get hurt. That's saying something. You got, Mike Trout, Ohtani, Aaron Judge. To have Julio's name slowly creeping up and showing people that he can be on that level, the Bryce Harper, Mike Trout level, maybe get closer to Trout than people think career-wise. Julio could be very, very special. I've invested quite a bit. And I've got rewarded. I already got a ball. Are you kidding me? Now I just need to get his autograph, get like a dap. So what's up, dog? J-Rod? 88-68. We're only down by 20. Easy peasy. We can do that. Not easy breezy cover, girl, because that would be only if we were like down by 1, not 20. 88-68. Oh, monster dunk by Giannis. Giannis. He said, yeah. Ka-ka-ka. Oh, that's what he did. Damn it. 90-68. It's unreal, like how tall he is, how long his legs are and his arms. That's just like the craziest thing when you look at players. He is like super long in like the way that his arms would stretch out. Normally a guy that tall is not that athletic, that can't score like that or move his body like that, but just being that blessed to be not 7 foot, but you're very, very tall, but you move more like a guard or a forward than a forward type center size. It's impressive. But I guess that's why he's known as like the best player in the NBA or top 2, Luka, and there's a few others, right? But we were looking for like another superstar after LeBron and KD, so. Giannis. It's 92-68. Is that good? Is that good? If I owe anybody photos for anything, reflect with a 35er. I didn't mean to get that so slowly. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. It means a lot, especially when you do this the full time. $35. That's a very generous donation. Some people don't understand. Like, even if you get 99 cents, you should be thankful, but sometimes people just, they stop caring and they stop, they start to expect it. And that's a horrible feeling. And when you do have gratitude and you get something like that, times are tough. Rent's going up. I appreciate you. $35. Bang, bang, bang. That's going to help. That's going to help pay rent. That's a big deal, being able to do this full time. And I mean, I don't want to have to do this and then have to do like a side job. If I have to do it, I will, you know what I mean? But it'd just be really awesome just to be able, if I can't give gifts back to the fans every month, I think that'll be understandable. You know what I mean? But I just want to be able to pay my rent, pay my bills, and do what I love. I mean, I've worked so hard to get to this point. And, even if you have a little bump in the road, but I just feel that if I grind it out enough, I think we should be fine. And, like I said, if I don't stream, I'm usually fucked up, sick, like, mentally, I'm not in a good headspace or I'm not feeling well. And that's the problem too. Cause it's like, I really want to be able to do things. Like it killed me not being able to do NASCAR. I'm more excited about NASCAR this season in MLB than like anything. But when you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things. Like I try to force, but if you got like a headache or, the chills, or you're just tired and, you're just not, stomach ache, or, you just don't feel well. It's hard to be, and then to do this with the type of energy that it takes to do this, you know what I mean? It's in the grind and the length of time, Like, I think if it was one thing where if I just did like an hour stream, I would be able to push through a lot of the other times. But when I'm doing 3 to 8 hours, that's a big commitment. And it's like, I want to give you guys like my best, and I have to be mentally there. So, but I did see that Martin Truex Jr. won. I have the replay that I'm going to watch after this game is over, which is apparently now 94-70. But I got the NASCAR on there, and what a great way to start the year for the guy that missed the playoffs and Martin Truex Jr. to say, hey, maybe it's not that finger, maybe it's the middle. Hey, I didn't get in the playoff, but you know what? I'm going to get in this year. And to get that first win, the monkey off the back, even on a short track, that's huge. And that probably means that Martin is going to win, 2 to 4 races this year. Like, I would not be shocked. If you get the first one on the first race, the probability of him winning another one is highly, and then if he gets in a groove, there is a possibility, another track that he's good at, that maybe he can squeak out another win or maybe 2. But, minimum of another one besides this one, 100%. I would be shocked if he doesn't get it, but I'm super excited to watch it because I didn't get a chance and was not feeling good, and I slept, and I wanted to watch it, but also when I'm watching an event, I can't give my full attention. Then I'm like, fuck, I'm missing. It's like I have to pay attention to the pit crew, the sponsors. I want to look at the announcers. I have to be in that mode. So 94-71 Milwaukee, no surprise. Are we out there? Oh, there we are. I didn't know if we had anybody out there. It was 5-0 apparently. 8 seconds left in the third quarter, but I already knew this was going to happen. Giannis fouled, in and out. God damn, we're getting beat. Yeah, video games are a big part of a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, who isn't, dude? I mean, if you're competitive with sport teams, you're competitive in life, whatever, people do, of course, some people aren't, but a lot of people are, it's not necessarily just like the recognition, but you just want to do your best and just see like if you can be number 1 or number 2, and like I said, especially in a competitive thing where there's a lot of competition, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you just, are authentic and you grind, like I said, and you put in that hard work, obviously you'll see the results. Oh my God, Street Fighter. Yes, dude. Street Fighter was better than Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat was dope as fuck because it had fucking blood and it did fucking fatalities and animalities and babalities. So Street Fighter is, yeah, with Chun-Li, and we love that. And super fun arcade style. But then you come to my house and I'm probably, ripping out a heart with Kano or something, you know what I mean? Or I'm uppercutting and the guy's head flies off with the vertebrae, I mean, the Mortal Kombat 2 was wild. Reptile and oh my God, I mean, there's so many of Baraka, Liu Kang, Sonya, Kano, Shang Tsung. Goro, yo boy. I played that shit at the arcade too. Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct was fucking fire back at the Wonderland. And that was tough because you had to do 20 hit combo. So you had some little fucking 5-year-old and you're playing and you're like 12, 13 or whatever. And some little 5-year-old comes up and puts a nickel or a quarter and then gets in there and does some like 25 hit combo, pushing like 6 buttons at the same time. And then you lose. But man, epic games. Because that's how it was. If you knew how the buttons worked, you could hit off these punch and kick combos. And it was just like when it would come up on the screen, it would have the number on the screen of how much you're beating the ass of the other kid. You're like, boom, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that bitch goes up to like 20. You're like, oh, I fucking beat this kid. And you see the life just draining down the guy's face, you know? Epic stuff. Oh my gosh. I mean, some of us grew up in a generation where you guys never even been to an arcade. And that's the best part of life, man. I mean, I say, like, if you go to an arcade now and you played it back in the day or at home with the systems, the younger generation, it's not going to mean as much. But for the old heads, you know, going to an arcade, and I got that one spot in downtown that me and Justin go to a few times a year, Ground Control, and control spelled with a K, you know, because that's what we do here. You know, we're not illiterate, but, you know, we try to switch it up. And it's 2 stories. You can drink alcohol if you want. They got little holders for the beer or the cups on the side of the machines, so you can drink and you know, do your thing. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, beat, right? Sunset Riders, the cowboy side-scrolling game, we beat it. X-Men, it's got like 8 joysticks on it. It's like the oldest arcade game that has the most players that can play at the same time. It's like 7 or 8 people can play on the machine at once. And you can choose a different Marvel character. Awesome. If you've never played it, play it. Go to an arcade. You'll need at least one other friend to play, though. But yeah, just being able to play some of those games is, and being able to beat them, you know, even if it takes like $5 or $10 and playing it for like an hour, it's so worth it. It's a memory that you can have with your buddy, and it's just an epic place to be able to just let loose, you know what I mean? And some of the arcades that we got a lot of the good stuff. It's not just pinball. They have a pinball area, and they got some really cool ones, old and new, but they got the games, you know, and that's what you want, you know? I like the Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. I like Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder is my favorite normal vehicle game. Like if you get on the Hydro Thunder, they have a couple of variations, but it's like hovercraft on water, and then you got the steering and everything, and you hit the hydro boost. You got the lever. That is so epic. You can be stoned, drunk, sober. I swear, you go and play a game with that with someone, and the steering on it is so smooth. Epic. I could play that game for 2 hours straight, over and over, and never get bored. The tracks are awesome. They're long. You go off ramps. It feels like you're driving a fucking boat. It's killer if you've never played that. Oh, man. Yeah, me too. NES, Sega Game Gear. You're just like me, PlayStation 2. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I wish I could give you one of my eyeballs, you know, even if it was just temporary. So that way, you know, it's not too, but, you know, to be able to get you to experience that, you deserve it, brother. 95-71. But on the flip side, at least it wasn't from birth. Like you at least got to have, you know, those memories when you did. And that's something that you'll have with you forever, you know? So at least on that end, you know, half glass empty, half glass full, but at least it wasn't from birth. Yes, it's very, you know, difficult compared to what it was, but you got to experience some greatness at that time, and you hold on to those memories, and those will always be special. And then if I can describe things really good on my end, or if people that you listen to can, then you can visualize it in your head. You know, you have to be able to, you know, use your imagination and put things together based off what you remember. And your imagination is going to be much better than someone that started off blind, maybe all the way through their, you know, whole childhood into adulthood. So, yeah, but I try to describe things, you know, just the way that, you know, anyone could relate to. Better description helps you be able to get that visualization. I did not hear about that, but hey, he won a race, so obviously very difficult situation. It was the opposite of the Tom Brady effect. No longer with Giselle. Play like crap. Looks like he got some plastic surgery or something. His face looked all weird. Martin Truex, separates from girlfriend, long time, 2005. What does he do? Wins the first fucking race. Busch Light clash at the Coliseum. 2023, Martin Truex Jr. Oh, yeah. Scorpion, Sub-Zero. What about Reptile, bro? What about Reptile? All right, man. Oh, excuse me. 97.74. We are close. 97.74. 10:29 left. Dame at the line. First shot is good. That's a good question. I haven't really thought of it, that much. What's your opinion on what do you think? That is kind of I always like the off the wall stuff, but that it hasn't actually crossed my mind once, to be very honest. And normally, there'll be certain things that I'll think of and whatnot, but yeah, that hasn't that's the one thing that did not cross my brain at any point. $97.77, 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're only down by 20. Easy breezy. Cover girl. I'm looking right now. Let me look. Let me refresh myself with this. Okay, I'm looking at the stats. What are we looking here? 10 points, 17 points, 8 points. Regular season 11.3. I mean, anyone that can score 10 points or more in the NBA is super valued. I mean, you can get 10 and 10, 10 and 5, and then obviously you want to try to shoot from 10 points a game to 12 and then 15 and whatnot. But I knew when we got Jeremy Grant, and Jeremy Grant used to play on the Pistons, I already knew that was going to be good for us. I already watched him play there, so I know it was going to be an easy transition. But yeah, I haven't really thought about the Isaiah Stewart side of things, though. Yeah, and sometimes our love for Washington State, Oregon State, they'll come to certain teams that are, Seahawks, Mariners, Blazers, or some kind of connection, from being in the Northwest, and then they move on. Sometimes it's not fit. Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's just like someone's expendable, and they got some other idea. But yeah, oh God. But the thing is, would Scottie Pippen have been Scottie Pippen without the Jordan mentoring? We know Scottie was one of the best all-around players in his generation, but playing with Jordan and getting mentored by Phil Jackson compared to, would he have been good on the Sonics? Yeah, I think he would have been good, but maybe not as good as the Scottie Pippen that we remember on the Bulls. I think that's fair, because Pippen was one of the best ever to me. Top 50 player. I mean, imagine Scottie Pippen there with Sean Kemp, Scottie Pippen, and Gary Payton. You could probably have won a championship or got pretty damn close. For real. $102.81, Milwaukee. Damn it. Beauchamp for 3, 105.81. All we need is a couple 8-pointers, and we'll be right back in it. Josh Hart backing down. There we go. Nice shot. 105.83. 8 minutes left, and then I'm gonna go to NASCAR. You know it, brother. You know it. At least I know what to expect. I'm not going in talking shit and being obnoxious and just, talking down Milwaukee fans. And, it's just just to try to get ratings or clicks and just everyone thinking everyone's an asshole and stuff. I mean, asshole behavior is so common. It's like people expect it, but Oh yeah, I talked to my friend Justin. I was like, bro, we're probably gonna get blown out tonight, and I'm still watching. I promised him that I would give more of an effort to try to watch, and not only is it good for the channel, but to have other fans of the NBA only. Maybe they don't like wrestling or football as much, and some people are just basketball people. I know a lot of people that are like that. They only watch NBA, and that's all they watch. I mean, everyone's got some people only watch college, only NFL. I mean, I get it. Yeah, Kyrie to the Mavs. And the owner was like, fuck you. You want to go to the Lakers? Anywhere but there. But he gets to play with Luka, and that helps Luka. But I just don't know if Luka and Kyrie will be able to coexist with Kyrie. And it's kind of a me player, 109.85. But I mean, if you're Cuban and if you're Luka, you're super excited because that is a top 10, top 12 player. And some people think that's one of the best point guards in the league. Obviously with the handles, he's number one, right? And we know he can score. He's just got a lot of opinions, and he's kind of, I don't know, disruptive. I don't want to say he's necessarily a cancer and he blows up every team that he goes to, but it hasn't really been a really good experience everywhere he's gone to besides Cleveland when he won the championship when LeBron was there. I think the ride has been bumpy, just to say the least, for Kyrie, and a lot of people don't like him anymore. And I'm not really a fan of him. I used to think he had a lot of potential, but I don't know. I respect his game, but I don't know. It just kind of seems a little toxic, a little disruptive. It's cool having different opinions. The flat Earth shit doesn't bother me. If you believe the flat Earth shit is real, and I'm not going to call someone stupid if they have an opinion like that, and There's going to be different opinions on different things. Oh, Damian Lillard for 3 and 111.88. We got him right where we want him. Dame time. Oh, of course they did he even foul him? I don't even think he fouled him. Did they call the foul, or they said that he got fouled before? Oh, those shoes are cool. They're baby, like sky blue, and they have pink bottom. Those are fire. Damn, Dame. I might need to get those. Pink bottom is fire it's got a sky blue. It's very bright. I like those shoes that he's wearing. Well, some people think the earth is flat. Some people think the earth is round. I mean, some people think we went to the moon. Some people think we staged it in a Hollywood studio. Obviously many places, Russia, China, all of us were trying to get there. Some people think that we found alien things there on the moon. Some people do not think that. Some people think there's, cover up stuff, and some people don't, it just depends on how much reading you do and what the references that you have. And then people come up with, their own theories or opinions. So 111.90 Milwaukee. This is a great game. Jeremy Grant with the rebound. I'll still watch, though. Come on, baby. Dame time with the layup. There we go. We're only down by 19. 6:38 left. Come on, baby. Oh, I know. Right, but let's be honest. If he came to the Lakers, you would be excited, especially if Russell Westbrook was able to leave. You're like, this guy's kind of crazy, but with LeBron and AD and him, would have been fun to watch. That would have made the Lakers a little bit more watchable nationally. It would probably get me to watch the Lakers a little bit more. So, yeah, he is a head case, right? But he wanted to go there. LeBron wanted him there. I imagine, we know he's crazy and whatnot, but hell, crazy guy can give you 30 and 15. I don't know. Not a lot of guys, even crazy, can give 30 and 15. Score at will, dribble like a fucking, basketball point guard god. There's not a lot of guys that can and one and dribble as good as him. I mean, if you went back and looked at people that, can assist and dribble, that's one thing that he's got that, some people say they got handles or, people are really good at route running, but being able to dribble the basketball efficiently and with fancy, technique and whatnot. Like, obviously, if you grew up watching Magic Johnson, this NBA is a joke compared to what the NBA was, especially if you used to watch like Lakers Celtics, or watching the Pistons or the Bulls. Like, the game was different back then. And if you get like people that would actually watch it and live that, and to compare what we're seeing now, I don't know. You got some players, but I don't know if it's Dame time. Yeah, but unfortunate that you didn't get him. But again, maybe you get him and it ruins the team. You know, it's not like it's been a good track record. You know what I'm saying? Eagles John, I thank you for tweeting and retweeting and supporting, and Jameson does too. Appreciate you guys. Every little thing that you guys do on that will help get help get it out there a little bit. You know, it's like, if I'm not getting a whole lot of love, I'm still going to keep grinding it out and trying different things. And, it sucks that the NFL market's so oversaturated, but I'm still going to grind. I'm going to do what I love. And that's a lot of things. So, and sometimes you got to, grind it out. And, sometimes there's kind of dead periods in sports where you just have to have filler. And I'd rather do a game for filler. We can always talk about other things, but to have a main thing to do, that's always the first priority for me. But sometimes it's just, it's not that day. Sometimes it can be that day. But always convenient when I start, and then the Blazer game is just, it's like perfect for me. Okay, this guy's shooting the half-court shot for a car. Oh, not even close. He did not play basketball. The guy looks like a dentist. This reaction did not happen. Or this. Guy didn't even hit the rim. Guy shot the half-court shot to win a car, right? And he wide left on the backboard. I do have an interesting story. When I was growing up and I played basketball in 6th grade, right? 5th and 6th grade is when I first started playing competitively. First year we went 5-2. Second year, 6-1. You know what I mean? And then went to like the middle school, played on A1, won the championship. It was great. Best championship I ever won. 7th grade, traveled. It was awesome. 111-92, Milwaukee. 6:18 left in the fourth quarter. Eubanks defending. Charge. Come on. But Luka and Kyrie, I mean, that's going to give Dallas, if Kyrie can stay healthy and less crazy, that can help Luka go further in the playoffs. So instead of like going to the first round and losing, maybe you can go to the first round and win and then lose. It's like you can go, you can climb the standings a little bit if he plays and he's not on load management. My pinky nail broke off load management. I don't feel well, load management. I get it. Sometimes you have the load management. Hell, there was guys playing with fucking neck braces and goggles in like the 70s and 80s. There was no fucking load management. There was like, I feel the people are a little tougher, that are, like a little bit older. Like, it's not just being some old head, but I feel like the younger generation has some really tough people and smart people. But some of them, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't think they really understand the grit and the, before pre-internet, like if you were alive pre-internet and understood like what happened, it's like, wake up, come home when it's dark, bouncing around from park to park, playing ball, hanging out with friends, it was different. Special too. I feel people don't go outside enough. I was happy that I grew up in a generation where that was the thing. I mean, I love video games. Don't get me wrong. I was outside a lot playing with wrestling figures and my G.I. Joes and Transformers and my Ghostbusters inside my wrestling ring. And I put in a work on the video games. In a 24-hour day, you best believe I was probably playing video games a minimum of probably 3 to 4 hours in my childhood every day. I was still getting that time in sometime. I'm sneaking it in at night, in the morning when I wake up before I go play basketball, or play football or, go to the card shop. That's facts. 113-94, the era of the Diamondback, and then the Pegs. Go to the different parks. Fuck, I couldn't even tell you how many bike rides I had to go fucking ball out and try to find the places where people were at to play ball. And we have a lot of awesome parks too. I don't see that enough anymore too. It's like this younger generation. I see all these people that have like hoops in their neighborhood. Never I see anyone playing. Like when I go on a walk with Paisley, I think I've seen one dude and his friend playing on it. It's like, cul-de-sac, and it's like maybe, they're playing at other times, but I feel like basketball hoops, like, people don't use them as much. I guess it just depends on who you are and if you're working now or if the, person that used to play, something happened or whatever. But I don't know. I know that if I had a fucking glass backboard hoop, even if I don't play like at, parks on a regular basis anymore, just to like be able to shoot, like when you get bored or stoned or whatever. I don't know. It's like really therapeutic and stuff, especially if you have like a nice hoop. Like, fuck it. You don't even need to have nice gravel. It could be fucking rocks, but I don't know. Nice hoop, nice basketball, fun. Or you can even be an old basketball. $100. Let's get to 2. Let's do it. Your boy doesn't want to eat fingernails. Things got expensive. Our rent's going up $120, which is not ideal. Paisley costs a lot. Her dog food went up. You know, like not only the greenies went up, you know, like $4 or $5. It's like one package of greenies lasts like a week, and those are good for like teeth and everything. And so that has to be bought. And you know, you have the treats, the salmon treats. I get these like fire salmon treats. They're like salmon bites. Oh my god, she loves them. And we got the cookies. They have like the blueberry yogurt clovers, and you break them off into like 3s. So instead of me giving her a big cookie, just like individually, so I show her like 1, 2, 3, you know, instead of just giving her the big cookie, and she likes that peanut butter. So I'm always trying to treat her. And then ropes, and I can't buy her toys anymore because she's just so like aggressive with it. Like if I get her a squeak toy, like a plush duck, the duck will die within like 30 minutes. The stuffing will be everywhere. You know what I mean? Like the head, the arms, like everything, the stuffing gone. It'll just be a wet, slobbery, thin, casing of an animal. So when you're paying like $8 to $18 for one that's going to last 30 minutes, sometimes you try to find like other things. I try to do the bacon bone, chicken bone, like the expensive ones that are the name brand, like the high-end ones that cost like $18. So it's a big bacon bone. So I know she'll be able to chew on that for, 2 weeks to a month and a half. I still get other ones and stuff, but that's just better than getting one of the cheap bones. You get a cheap bone, dog will get disinterested and just like nibble on it brand new, and they may not touch it. But with the bacon bone, that actually has bacon infused in it and whatnot, and and it smells. You can tell, and yeah, she loves that. Oh, and things are just fucking expensive, man. I just gotta keep grinding. Yes, and that's another reason. I mean, it would have been able to try to help you now get higher in the standings and try to make a playoff run, but long term probably wouldn't be ideal. And imagine Anthony Davis and LeBron take the last shot of the game, and then he says, "I want to be traded." Would it surprise you? You know what I'm saying? Like too many times of him not getting the last shot, then it's like, what, you want Kevin Durant to shoot it? I'm out of here. Like some guys are just not good teammates. Some people make other people better. Some people are just incredibly talented and selfish. It seems like that. And they're more me persons about my stats. It's about me. Fuck the team, fuck everyone else, me, my legacy. And that's shitty. How are you supposed to root for someone like that, a me guy? Like, you're not even trying to make other people better. Like, incredible player, incredible dribbler, but I ain't going to root for that. I know I'm not the only one. 116.94. We're only down. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hell yeah, we're only down by 20. 5 minutes to go, no problem. All we got to get is on a nice 20-0 run, and we're going to go to overtime. Middleton at the top of the key. Shake and bake. Jumper. In and out. And, of course, they get the offensive rebound. And one thing that the Blazers are terrible at, and we've always been terrible at, and it's a killer in basketball, defense. We can rebound sometimes, and we can offense, but our defense is, it's been known as being terrible. They always have the drums at the Moda. Defense. And it's loud. We never play. It's like they don't even listen. I mean, and then like they got hip-hop songs after like every, like going back and forth in the court. It's kind of crazy because it's like I'm in the hip hop, generation. But when you got to watch games back in the day, they didn't really do it that much, or they would do it a couple times, like a couple snippets of songs. And I kind of like that format better so I can focus on the game. But now it's like every possession is a hip hop song or something. And I don't know. It's like a little bit too much for me. I can handle it, but I feel it takes away from the game. It doesn't need to be like at the fucking rec center or, you're at the fucking park with your boys and someone's got the radio pumping up with the song, and you're just like chilling and there's people drinking on the side and, you're doing the barbecue, you know what I mean? Like summertime shit. Like, I don't know. It sometimes feels like you're trying to watch this professional game and they're trying to make it like basketball hip hop concert. And I love hip hop, love it. But it's like every possession gets, I don't know. It's a little much. 121.99 Milwaukee. Yeah, we've never had toughness really. But I mean, we had Brian Grant and Rasheed Wallace, and you had the Pippen and the Steve Smith and the Shrimp. I mean, and we've had certain people. Buck Williams made us tough. Yeah, but before we had Buck, Jerome needed another guy, and then we had Duckworth and Cliffy, and so we've had guys that have but normally we have like smooth guys, Aldridge, Roy, and then guys that are broken like Odin. But even if we would have got Durant, he would have left after his rookie deal, and they said, fuck you, Portland. But maybe in that time period, we would have been able to do something. Or if Greg Oden would have been better than Greg Oden and like a Shaq of that generation, then we would have had him, Aldridge, and Roy, and we probably would have went to at least one NBA final, probably lost, but, Zach Randolph. I always like Zach Randolph. Zebo. I actually met Zebo at a bar. There was this bar that was always popping with ladies' night. And Travis Outlaw, former Blazer, lived across the street, and his brother, and they would go, and there's like, they would do this like ladies' night on like a weird night, like Tuesday or Wednesday. And this bar, like not too far from my place, would have like 100 to 200 people, and people would drive like an hour away to go here, just because of the vibe and just the good-looking people and the good music and the DJ and whatnot. And it was interesting, but I remember me and my buddy were there at the bar, and then we met him there, and then my buddy bought him. We got hit Patron, and we said, "You want one?" And we bought him a shot. He drank it with us and chilled there for a couple minutes, and we didn't want to bother him and be a loser. It's like I'm not going to be like some fanboy. It's like I'm trying to already like chase my girls and figure out with my friends and find our like table because it's so fucking packed. Like it's like cool, I met you, but I'm not like it's not like a fucking thirst trap for me like dudes on the internet when they see a photo of a girl. It's like relax. But it was a cool moment, and he was chill. He wasn't a dickhead or anything. And like I said, Travis Outlaw was there, and that was kind of cool to be able to mingle around with like NBA players that were on the Blazers went there. What does that tell you? And this wasn't even in downtown Portland. This was like Tualatin, Tigard, Beaverton, kind of like suburby era. So you have to think this place was and they ultimately got shut down because I think someone brought a gun there, and I think they shot themselves. They did like a Plaxico Burress or something, and then they had to shut it down or whatnot. But man, for a few years, it was the spot. Lots of beer bong nights going there. Patron and just hanging out. I mean, it was a vibe. I won't lie. Zebo. And like I said, I haven't met like every Blazer, but yeah, Travis Outlaw and Zebo would go there. What's up, brother? GG, brother. 123, 102. We already knew this was going to happen, though. I mean, everyone is like bullshit. He's on the package of some of the cards for baseball, but it's a no-brainer. There should have only been two people, and Jazz Chisholm is a great player, but there should have only been two people, and only two people only to be on the cover. One, Aaron Judge. Two, Julio. And if you want to give Julio the time to earn it, he's got Rookie of the Year. Who is the more hotter name than Julio in baseball right now? Nobody. I mean, as far as a young guy, I'm sorry, more people know Julio than Jazz Chisholm. I mean, I know that he's on the Marlins or was there because that's Preston's favorite team. So I already know, but ridiculous that they put him on there. Like, he's not even a top 20 player in Major League Baseball. Fuck out of here. They obviously didn't get the memo. The only, or if he did a combo cover with Judge and Julio, but I think Julio deserved the cover. It's like, Judge has already been on stuff. Get Julio on the cover, and I probably would have bought a game and left it sealed and never opened it just as a collector item. I do that. Like when Joey Harrington got on the NCAA football, I bought it. You best believe I played the shit out of that. And the cool thing about those NCAA football games, if you took the time to put in the names of your favorite players on your favorite college teams, like I did for like Oregon, they actually had it programmed back then where if you typed in the name yourself and saved it, the game would recognize it. And instead of saying quarterback, 8-yard pass, the announcer would be Harrington, 8 yards. You know what I mean? And it would have the names put in there. I don't know if I was the only one that, did that, but took the game to a whole nother level. And I ended up doing it for Oregon, Oregon State, Michigan, Florida. I did it for like 5 or 6. It took a long time because it wasn't like an internet update. I had to manually look up every fucking name and the bench guys and put it in. So I got stoned, took a couple hours, but I'm telling you, when you played that game and you heard the names on the Bose surround sound and you're beating your friend's ass, beautiful. It was epic, man. Seriously, though. And I'm not a dummy. I know who he is. Yeah. I'm going to try to give some of my Julio collection to Justin, too. I want to make sure that, some of my collection will be like a treasure hunt, when I'm gone. So people will be able to have something to look forward to, but got lots of stuff. But I definitely want to be able to hook him up with some of my Blazer stuff, like my Clyde Drexler rookie, my Dame rookie autograph, and some of my Blazer stuff, because he's a true diehard and he'll never sell it. And I know at some point, people sell stuff, and I just want to make sure that, it can go to a good home. And yeah, I got some cool stuff to give him. $123, $106. Yeah, stupid, dude. Dumb. It's not dumb? Giannis. Stupid, bro. Jazz, Chisholm. Like, who had the better year? I felt like that breakout from Julio, and he started slow in April where he didn't even hit a homer, and he was able, imagine if he would have got started right away. He would have broke some more records, but still, that's how impressive it was to be able to see a guy batting in the 200s and hoping he doesn't get sent down to AAA, believed in himself, and they were pitching fucked up to him, and he wasn't really getting the right strike calls and, and whatnot, but he fought through it, and yeah, unbelievable that he didn't get the cover. But fuck that. It's like MVP and all the other bullshit. They never get it right anyways. There's a bunch of fake awards and fake bullshit. Darius Miles. Nice. Darius Miles, bro. Clippers. With Quentin Richardson. Your boy remembers. Yeah, we always like Darius here in Rip City. That's cool, man. In Florida? Hell yeah. That's dope. I wonder what he's doing today. Some Blazers or some NBA players, NFL, are very chill. It kind of just depends on when you're getting to them. If they're just like with their friends, or if they're with a girl, or if they're with their boys, or, family, or kind of have to read the situation. You know what I mean? And, there's been plenty of times where if I was pushy, I could have definitely got a photo, a selfie, an autograph, or, but you have to read the room. And sometimes you have to just say what's up and, leave it like that. And sometimes, you can get ballsy and ask for an autograph, and, and sometimes they'll oblige and and sometimes they'll say, fuck you, or just not say anything. And, but most of the time it's, it's a good experience. Not with everyone, but that's cool that you had a good experience with him. Oh, he does a podcast? Cool. A lot of people do podcasts nowadays. 127, 108, Milwaukee. Nice win, dude. I already knew that was going to happen. GG, brother. I was hoping it would be a little closer, but I knew this was going to happen. And no Nurk. Final score, 127, 108, Milwaukee. Now I got to turn NASCAR on. Nice job, brother. And I made sure I took care of you. I got to make sure we get some representation on here. Yeah. That's Air Jair. That's Air Whitey. And then it's Air Whitey after they went, oh, Dog thought he was going to win, but he already knew I didn't think that. Oh. You guys only won by 19, dude. Only 19. Yeah. Oh. You did a bunch of that. Let's go to the final stat line. Giannis had 24, and it looked like he was not going to really have a big night. 27 by fucking Lopez. 20 for Drew Holiday. Well, no wonder we got our ass kicked. 11 for Pat Connaughton. I like Pat. He's from former Blazer. I like Pat Connaughton a lot. We really liked him here. Role player. Hard worker. And Damian Lillard. Let's see if it was Lillard time. Let's look. 7 for 18. Definitely not Lillard time. 2 for 7 for 3. But 12 for 12 from the free throw line, and he had 28. 28, 5, and 4. But no. Anthony Simons with 21. Josh Hart with 14. Jeremy Grant with 13. We needed more than that. And then Eubanks with 10. GG, brother. Year. 8 straight W's. And I watched that game, remember? I wish you wouldn't have fell asleep, but I know you weren't feeling good because that was an awesome game to start it off slow and he had the 54. And then I saw I don't know if I already told you, but I saw Dame hit 60, and that was awesome. The only bad experience was the Burgerville, but other than that, it was good. $8 holla. What would you like to see? You want to see some Giannis photos? I can try to find a couple other ones. Let me know. Bang, bang. Oh, I got to share the wrestling photos that I sent to Cyberpunk. Check these out. I don't get too excited about wrestling photos too much, but this one is the first one. This one is cool. Let's see if I can format it. I talked about this earlier in the show. And this one is Vader in Japan in 1988. And the Japanese did a statue of the mask and of him, Big Trouble in Little China, that kind of vibe, in that time period. And it's like pre-Mortal Kombat. Fucking A, dude. Every once in a while, I will find some just awesome stuff. It's like you get the costume and you get the love from the Japanese people and you get the headpiece. And I mean, fucking Vader, dude. Vader. It's Vader time. And if I didn't think I could get it better than that, what do I find? A better gem. A gem that doesn't even need words to explain how cool it is. You know how we've been talking about Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader and doing photos when Cyberpunk has been donating? Look at this. Look at this gem that I found today. This one? Oh, my God. Yes, dude. After their matches, beers in hand. Epic. You don't see that too often. A lot of wrestling pictures, posing pictures, promo pictures, just two dudes just being two dudes. And, I mean, lots of memories of Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader, time. Yeah, I knew he was going to be like, oh, my God, dude. And I usually don't hit twice in one day, but I was like, epic. And then I just was lucky enough that, yeah, I got to share stuff like that. Whenever I see stuff like that or they have old matches on Twitter, I have to share the link with Justin. I usually send him like 5 to 6 cool things a day to keep him in the loop because he doesn't use social media. So I have to make sure I send him all the stuff that's like cool and relevant. So appreciate you, brother. $8 holla. I got to turn NASCAR on now. I got to watch the race. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, 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 my brother. What do I got? Oh, I got Alert, Missing Persons Unit. It's a good show. We got Raw, The Neighborhood, a good comedy. Schmidt from New Girl, funny. Two Broke Girls, Beth Bears, the blonde, is Schmidt's girl. Funny show. It's got Cedric, the entertainer. And also Pam from Martin's woman's friend back on the Martin show. It's funny. It's good. I got Neighborhood, Simpsons, King of the Hill, Law and Order Organized Crime, Law and Order SVU. And I'm actually watching Grey's Anatomy from season 1 and starting it over because I haven't seen a lot of that, so it's like sometimes you can like go back. I did the True Blood thing. Yeah, but I like to watch a lot of different types of things and to see the evolution. And fucking A, Grey's Anatomy's been going for like 20 plus years. Anytime things last that long, Law and Order SVU, Grey's Anatomy, Simpsons, I'm probably going to fucking tune in. There's going to be a different vibe each time I watch something, but I don't know. I can do the history and the discovery. Ooh, and then they have this really good show that's on right now. Let's see. Hold on. And it's about like mysteries, and I love it. It is, and it's real stuff. It's not like this made up shit. Let me see. I was going to record it. The Street Outlaws, Expedition X. Oh, right here, History's Greatest All-Time Mysteries, History's Greatest Mysteries. And Lawrence Fishburne, right, from The Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne, he does the narrating. It's awesome. They do like, who is the Zodiac Killer, and they go through it, and they, then they have Stadium Smackdown. Oh, this is something else. Peyton Manning. Holy shit. Peyton Manning is a special guest. Oh my gosh. And then that's the older one. And then what is this one? They're doing like a marathon. Oh, I think those are the only two that they're going back and forth. Loch Ness Monster. But they've done it for 4 seasons, and it's on history, and it's like it really grabs you. They have a lot of like people talking in it and everything, and it's definitely very engaging if you want to learn something new and already maybe touch on something that you've already read on or watched. That's very cool. Yes, thank you so much, man. Fuck yeah, dude. It's my boy. I like people that do the random. You know what I'm saying? Like the most unique jersey that I saw at the Blazer game, right? It's like when you see the rare ones. Motherfucker, him and his girl, right? Motherfucker, him and his girl had a Justice Winslow jersey matching. Like they weren't the same jersey, but like I was like, that's like the most random jersey to have in Portland. Like, a guy that might be like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th on the bench. But it's cool. It definitely makes you stand out and be unique, and you just don't know the reason why, and I love it. I mean, that gives like that type of shit is like mad props to me. You know what I'm saying? Pat can dunk too. He was very well liked in Portland. It's like sometimes guys become cap casualties or a trade piece, and we can't keep everyone forever. But yeah, we love some Pat Connaughton, dude. We like grinders, All right. It took me 3 pictures to get one that would format. So obviously it's harder to do it with Pat Connaughton. He must be a hot commodity in the picture game. Yeah, boy. And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs. What's in your wallet? My favorite number, 24. Health insurance can be complicated. Choosing the right health plans is better when you have a guide. Moda Health provides high-quality health insurance with access to local trusted doctors. Choose the plan that fits the needs of your business and employees, so they stay healthy. I want like an emotion shot. Hold on. Choose a better insurance experience with a local partner. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Something of this nature. There we go. Let's go, brother. Thank you, dude. What's up, brother? How are you? I was just talking about you and the photos that I sent you today. I was like, dude, let's go, dude. 1988, Vader in Japan. The headdress piece is insane. So cool. And the sculpture behind, they put a lot of work into that shit. Shit reminds me of like Big Trouble in Little China, which is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. And then this one, oh my God. Wrestling photo, after a long match, just being able to have a beer and 2 of my favorite bigger guys, so cool. I saw that and I was like, instantly, I was like, oh my God. It was like, that picture was totally made for this stream. I mean, we've been talking about both of them, and I was like, how cool would it be to have like a photo with both, but like a candid photo, like just chilling, and I love photos like that. How are you, Cyber? Oh, I got to turn on NASCAR. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too well yesterday, so I feel like a fucking idiot, and I wanted to do NASCAR yesterday, but I love it so much that, of course, I got the replay. So the next 2 hours, I'm watching NASCAR. I won't be streaming for 2 more hours, but I have to get this NASCAR in. Holy shit. Oh, my God. All right, here it is. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Boys and girls, lap 1 of 150. Short track. Oh, I'm excited. I'm not a fan of really this like short track though. I mean, it's okay, but it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like it's probably like my track that I don't really, it's okay. I don't know. It's just going to get it's going to get some time for me to get used to it. I like short track, but I like it a little bit bigger than this. But, it is unique though. Oh yeah. We did the stream on here. I did a live stream watch party and I was super impressed. I was like, oh my God, it was awesome. It was a great show. Lots of guys showed out too. All right. We're 4 laps in. All the commercials were taken out. I didn't get to see any of the pre-show, but at least I get to watch, all the movement and see the new sponsorship in the cars. I'm a car guy. I don't know. Like, I'm not a wrench guy. I'm not like, I was watching Richard Rawlings and Gas Monkey, you know what I mean? And watching, it was an old episode and it got me, kind of, I don't know what it is about the cars and everything, but, just maybe my friend Jake with his dad, working on Novas back when I was a kid. Ooh, there's Chase in the Napa. Ooh, that looks fresh. Oh my gosh. Fresh to death, dude. Busch Light. Napa know-how. I didn't even get to do that yesterday. Cool. All right, well, this is what I'm going to be doing. Heck yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Cyber. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Things have been very rough the last couple months, and any type of support we get is just so important, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. All right, we got to leave. Take this down. And gonna put it on here. I just love it when we get, sometimes we can't get everyone at the same time, but it's just cool to be able to have certain people in. And of course, you want all the mods to be able to be in the room at the same time. It's a fun atmosphere. But even if we just get some that stay a little bit and they got to do their business, it's always good to be able to hear from people, whether it's in the first 30 minutes or maybe in the last 30 minutes to an hour. So. Cyberpunk 53, $52 dono on the Cash App. Very generous. Thank you so much. Appreciate you tremendously. You're really one of the main driving forces of me being able to stay afloat to do this full time. And I will always be, very grateful for that. You and Holly and, Shep and a few others. It means a lot. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. And it's great to have, someone like Sarah to be able to, have that person to keep things going. And I appreciate it very, very much. What do you want to see? Do you have anything, a wrestler, like some crazy ass wrestler? What you got for me today? You don't want to see anything Chiefs. You got some random wrestler or something. So yeah, and like I said, if you can donate but I just like having people here. Yeah, I need donations to survive. That's not anything that's a lie. It's like I do, right? But sometimes people can't do it. I would rather have you come in here, even hang out for 5 minutes. Oh, we got a wreck. And it's just say hello. I don't know. I think sometimes it's like, sometimes people are like, maybe feel obligated that they don't even want to show up because they don't want to feel like guilty for not being able to dono. But everyone goes through things, and I appreciate anyone that even thinks of me to donate to support my dream. And I work really hard, but sometimes just being able to hang out is nice, what you got for me? Okay. First caution flag of 2023 for me. Yes. And that shows you, like, I didn't even watch it, because I was like not feeling well. It's like, if I'm not going to watch it live, you know what I'm saying? It's like something I really want to watch because I want to invest my energy into it. Oh my gosh. $160. Let's get to 2. My gosh, dude, you're on fire lately, dude. Like the random ones, you know what I mean, are always cool. Like, anyone can think of like Demolition or Legion of Doom, and you just remember certain characters, but like whenever you just get like kind of one of the random ones, like for me, it's like Tatanka, like, only certain people remember, It's like you either remember or you don't. Oh my God, look at Ric Flair. Woo! Legendary, dude. You the man. And then it also makes me go down memory lane. And also I see things I've never seen before. Look at Andre the Giant. I mean, obviously some of the pictures are a little blurry. It's older, you know, but and he played football. Very cool, dude. You're knocking it out of the park again, man. Oh, Harley Race. Hold up. And oh my gosh, look at this. It's like a promo thingy. Look at this. Dude, heck yeah. Dude, I mean, like, there's not a lot of people that'll even bring up a name like that. You know what I mean? But anytime you can get like the old school people, I'll think of like Hercules with the chain, and you know, you just go through different, you know, eras and stuff. And I don't know, man. It's very cool to be able to think about that time period. It's been so long ago. Mikey Whipwreck to Jerry, the Sinister Minister. Absolutely. I love Mikey the whippersnapper. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Heck yeah. All right, let me delete some of these photos. And I'll make room. And what a name. It's just cool to being able to vibe with different people across the country that have, you know, those similar interests and have those memories from being younger. And like a lot of the memories that I have from when I was like in the 80s and 90s are still very vivid for me. Like this.
Yeah, we looked at this review. It's just heart racing. I mean, everybody's fighting for the spot, you know, trying to outbreak one another in the turn. And 43 comes around. Unfortunately, it looks like the totally broke when the right rear hits the back of the four car.
All right, you got another wrestler for me, Cyberpunk? I don't know how long you have or whatnot, but yeah, but we'll probably go because I have to, because my girlfriend's daughter has school. So we'll probably go for. We'll probably hit the 3 hour and 15-minute mark or 3 hour and 30-minute mark, and then we'll probably end the stream. So we'll end it here in just a little bit. But I just want to make sure I don't stay too late. Blue Meanie, dude, I was all about the BWO. Stevie Richards, Big Stevie Cool, the Blue Meanie. BWO, blue world order. Odin's son was actually going to get me a BWO shirt because I wanted like one of the vintage ones. I definitely rock the BWO. There's only a couple ones that I would rock. I would do LWO for Eddie too. You know, Latino world order. I don't know. I'm a big Eddie Guerrero guy too, like a lot. Like his charisma and his ability to be funny and just to be an in-ring technician. Like, I'm a big Eddie Guerrero fan. Wish he was still alive today. Charisma through the roof. Oh my God, this NASCAR is just like so awesome for me right now. Bumped and dunked. God, I just love the colors and the sponsors and just the power. It's just a great blend of everything that I like, and I wish the track was better. This track is too small for me, but I do love NASCAR, so I just can't, you know, hate on it completely. Kevin Nash, yes, yeah. The best part is Kevin Nash played Shredder in the Turtle movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Secret of the Ooze. with Vanilla Ice. And I like it in the cartoons. There was Uncle Phil did Shredder. Before he did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he did Shredder. If you go back and listen to James Avery, it's awesome. Masato Tanaka, yeah. Tajiri, Mike Awesome, Just Incredible, Lance Storm, Taz. RVD, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Raven, Raven's Flock. They were a cool group. Sick Boy. Lots of memories from those other federations. But I appreciate you guys. We did much better than I ever anticipated. And obviously when you get people like Cyberpunk and you get Reflect in here and Air Jair, and we just start getting on a little bit of a roll, Megan as well, before she left. I mean, we got a nice little thing going and Reflect, Jameson as well. Thank you guys, every single one of y'all. It's a team effort. And obviously Reflect really big, a 20 and a 35. And then obviously got that from Cyber. Sarah even got in on the action there. And then Megan got it started. So, and then as well as Megan did 2 to get it started, 20 and a 5. And yeah, and it sounds like Big Jim Cruz, who was in the stream earlier, Eagle fan. He's in town. He's only like 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away. So I think we're going to meet up. Shepard Williams, Dono King, broke the record, $1,300 dono. He's going to come visit me for when he comes into town for like a week. So we're not going to hang out every day, but he's going to come visit here and we're going to hang out probably half the week. Probably go eat, go to like arcade, eat pizza, get donuts and stuff, just like chill or whatever. Depending on what I'm doing, shit, he might come on here and I might have him hop on, and just hang out. It'd be cool to have Shepard here in the building. But yeah, cool. So, I mean, it'll be the first time I'm able to meet someone that's out of state. So I'm kind of excited about that, even if we just hang out for like 30 minutes and get a beer or whatever. So I'll probably post a picture if we end up doing it, because it sounds like he's going to be busy every other day in the week and he's got to go home Friday, back to Jersey area near Philadelphia where he lives. So it's like, if I don't meet him, like, you're so close. Now, if you were like Portland or further away, like an hour or 2 away, then it probably wouldn't happen. But since we're so close, like 30 minutes away or less, it's like you have to put in the effort, It'd be fun. So that's probably what I'll be doing, hopefully, as long as he, if something comes up, cool. But if not, then yeah, this is your boy. Little burger, little beer or something. And there's an Eagles nest, like right by my house, which is one of the 4 Eagles fan clubs in like the United States. They have one in Philly, like one in Phoenix, one here in Oregon, and one somewhere else. And a lot of the transplants from Philly come here and they open up their like little bar type stuff, and then they have this fan club and stuff. And they're like, people will drive an hour or more to meet up, and they have like 100 Eagle fans in the bar for every Eagle game. And they chant and sing and do they do like giveaways after every quarter, when people put in the money. It's a very rowdy bunch and a very passionate place. Too bad it wasn't at a time where he was here where I could take him there. If you're an Eagle fan and you live in the Northwest, you go there. And it's hardcore. And there's other fans that come in, but very rarely do they get their game on the TV. I was wearing my hard hat and gloves and stuff, and they would put TV and sound for me. But I was pretty cool with everybody there. And, it doesn't happen for everyone. But yeah, it's I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. Roadkill, Danny Doring. Wow. So many names. I need to fast forward here. Hi, Candace. How are you? Yeah, let me know if you have any other names. Gorilla Monsoon. Perfect. I just looked down. There we go. Yes, good one. I like this alert show. You guys, the guy that's in it was one of the brothers that was in that was like stealing the rides and Gone in 60 Seconds. The guy with the hair. I like the show though. I'm trying to find a crispy. It's always cool when you can meet people that have knowledge of things more than you, and you can kind of vibe with each other based off memories. Ooh, look at that. Let's go. Yeah, I really wanted to do the NASCAR yesterday. I mean, like, it's like going in, doing NASCAR last year full time. And I used to love it like 15, 20 years ago. But then I didn't work with my boss anymore that really loved it and introduced it to me. Then, I didn't hang out with Ed anymore. And so I was like, well, and then I collected like a lot of the McFarlanes and a lot of the figures. I have a lot of NASCAR memorabilia. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to get back into something. And I'm feeling a little bit better. And I did the Blazer game tonight. We lost, and that's not watching the replay of the clash at the Castle. And we'll be on here for just a little bit longer, and we can call it a day. But a successful stream for sure. Much better than I anticipated. Thank you, Sports Gods, and thank you, Goats. You guys are the best. My bucket list is to go to NASCAR. Like, I need to go. It's like I need to experience that vibe in person, like this. Stunner shades, bow tie, Gorilla Monsoon. And after he was doing wrestling, he looked like he either was going to go to the mob or sell insurance. You be the judge. I'm a wrestling guy. And then after 5 p.m., do you got my money? My boy. Gorilla Monsoon. Oh my gosh. Look at this one. Eric Jones. Looks like he's done. First casualty. I like the old WWF logo. Like, things were just, I don't know, so special back then. Look at the glasses. Woo! Yeah, but we'll probably end the stream here in like 15 minutes or less, and we'll just call it. That'd be a good time, so that way I might get another walk in. I was really sore today. My legs were fucking hurting bad, but I still did the exercise. You got to keep grinding even when my legs hurt. And it was Munchie Monday at the dispensary, so I had to go. I had to get the deals, especially get deals on the good stuff. They got the different, Gron and other different brand names of the gummies, and then had to get a couple pre-rolls too. Second place, Martin Truex took the second row inside instead of the front row outside, which is filled by Kyle Busch. Here we go. He said primetime Elix Skipper. What about Norman Smiley? Talk about the most random wrestling name of all time. You haven't even thought about Norman Smiley for fucking 20 years. And I just said the name, and now you're just like mind exploded. Norman Smiley. You can also do like Alex Wright, but it's not the same. Oh, Tank Abbott. Oh my God, 3 count. See, you got the wrestling names, and I love that shit, man. I mean, I always played the video games, that when they were on Nintendo. Shane motherfucking Douglas, Francine. All right, we're on lap 27 already. Lash LaRue. Holy shit. Game over. Mic drop. You just, you get a couple of us in a room doing some like wrestling trivia. I guarantee that as much as our football knowledge is on point of our favorite teams, I guarantee we would whoop some ass on some fucking wrestling trivia or sports and wrestling trivia. There's just too much knowledge between a few of us. Like if we had a team of like 5, I mean, it would be, I think we would be very hard to beat. Especially when you can come up with some of the randos. And that was cool too, because like Preston, when he was a kid, he would look for like the like not popular ones because he knew they were going to be worth money one day. Everyone was buying Stone Cold and Rock, and he already had like 5, 6, 7, 8 each. So he's like, fuck it. I'm going to go get, Mabel, Viscera. You know what I mean? Like, who bought fucking Viscera? But you need to have the heels, and a lot of times nobody bought the Viscera. So if you have Viscera in the package, fuck, that might be worth $200. You know what I mean? Like, you just, because like you just have to look, okay, the popular ones are going to be good. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's very unique. It shows someone's personality that they know what collecting is all about. Yeah, no one's going to grab the Viscera, but again, that's why you buy it, because you know it's going to be worth money and no one bought it, or very little people bought it. But that's like, when I was digging through his collection and stuff, he was mowing lawns and flipping things. And, he was the only guy that I ever knew that had over 100 loose wrestling figures. That's a big collection. You got to think back then, that's like $5 to $8 per toy. Sometimes 10. It's a lot. And now they're like 10 to like 25 because they have elite figures and stuff. So hell yeah. Of course you did. Of course you did. That's awesome. Nikolai Volkov. Yes. I have thumb wrestlers of Nikolai and Hulk Hogan. I think they came in like a 2-pack. It's got a hole in the butt, and you just put your thumb in there, and you can it's a rubber figure and everything. It's like, I don't know why they did those thumb wrestlers, but I kind of like it. It's just unique, weird, different. There's always different figures and stuff. And I don't know who thought the thumb wrestling thing would, have a wrestler at the end of your thumb, but for whatever reason, that was like a thing, And they had really cool old school wrestlers because they did it like in the mid 80s and it didn't catch on. They only did it for a little bit. So if you got one, you remember. And I still have some to this day.
How to catch him, and you Denny Hamlin, and you've got a little bit of that breathing room, like you just talked about. How do I manage that situation to get around that car?
Rest in peace, Nikolai.
Well, you'd like to catch him in a spot where it's not going to cost.
Mang and the Barbarian, yes.
He's not having that luxury right now. I mean, he's got Martin Truex closing. The great thing, Chase Elliott, class act, moved over, let the leaders go. He knows he's having a rough day.
Oh, I got some pretty good ones here. 43 laps in. Holy shit, this race is going fast. But they got all the other shit taken out, so it's like condensed, only 2 hours instead of like 4, which is cool. So I can catch everything, and I'm not out of the loop. I'm 1 day behind, but I got a couple pre-rolls. Vampiro, dude, see? Dude, if I hung out with you, it'd be name dropping. Like, most people, like, if you see like a funny comedy where they'll say like something and they keep going and going and going, they did that with like New Girl and some of the comedies. It just shows like how, witty and smart you can be, and you can just keep going and going. But you can do that with like basketball players, baseball, football. That's what guys do. Sometimes, you'll just be in a conversation with somebody and one guy will name drop and then another, and you just see how far you can go down in the rabbit hole with the players or the wrestlers. And you can definitely gain a level of respect of where they, have those memories and saying stuff that you've never even thought of, in 20 years. Very cool. Yes, Glacier with the outfit like Sub-Zero. Absolutely. But Ernest the Cat Miller, just randos. There's one with Iron Sheik. He's always calling Hulk Hogan a motherfucker on Twitter. He's like, Hulk Hogan, you fucking pussy. He's like always fucking saying some like ridiculous tweet. Yeah, fucking jabroni. He's always like talking shit to somebody on Twitter. Fuck. Man, you guys are awesome. King Kong Bundy. Fuck, dude. I'm just. Here, I'll show you these. Let's see.
This is a Floyd bed frame.
These aren't the thumbs, but these are like some old stuff. I like old stuff. If I ever get like rich, I want to collect a lot of the old wrestling figures. Like, see, I mean, some of them will all get graded or whatever, but just to be able to have the packaging and just have the childhood memories and stuff that I never owned that was before my childhood. But just like even the packaging was cool. Look at that, the ring, the ropes. I mean, it's just like, the old stuff is just, I don't know, man. It's so much better than what they have out now. It's just incredible. Riggs, Sick Boy, Reese, Lodi, Perry Saturn, Billy Kim, and Raven's Flock. Lash LaRue, Jesus Christ. That's where my brain is going, is remembering every fucking episode of Nitro and Thunder and what rando do I remember watching a billion times, all the different divisions they had. La Parca, Juventud Guerrera, Hoovy Juice, Psychosis. This race so far is good. All right. Well, I think we'll probably go for, another like 4 or 5 minutes with that 3 hour and 15 mark. And that's probably good. It's already 10 o'clock and I probably shouldn't push it to 10:30 just to be respectful. And then I can just relax and spend time with Paisley. And we had a successful night. Sometimes it takes us 4 to 5 hours, and with some great fans and great friends. And obviously, great family. We had a great night tonight with limited people and saw the Blazers lose, and that's okay, GG. But I saw it on the schedule there, and I was going to start at that time anyways. So anytime there's a game, I'm going to do it. So even if we lose, I still enjoyed it. And of course, you had a Viscera because that's you, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I love that. I just wasn't able to get so many. I remember the main ones I had were Hulk Hogan. And that was the figure you had. You could open up his arms, and then you could put a figure in and do like a suplex. And that's why I bought it. Of course, it was Hulk Hogan, but I had that, the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, Ultimate Warrior, where you press down his back and he jumps. And then I had the last one that I had in the old WWF ring. I had the Big Boss Man with the nightstick and the belly. You pull up his arm, pow. Very cool. And then sometimes my Turtles would be in the ring. My G.I. Joes, Gung Ho would get in there with his rocket launcher. I mean, fuck it. It's a crossover event. You never know what's going to happen, but good memories, man. And sometimes it's cool to go back and into your childhood and buy an old toy that you had as a kid, an old Hot Wheel, an old Ninja Turtle. And trust me, buy one on eBay for like $30 or less. Put it on your computer desk and see how much joy that thing gives you. I mean, like, this is something that I never bought when it came out, but I was always a huge fan of Hollywood Hogan over Hulk Hogan because he went heel. And the detail with the Thunderbolts, the 4 Life, the Hollywood, just like he wore the rubber shirt with the NWO, the Hollywood. The spray paint with the NWO. I don't know. It's just like certain things you can spend, $10, $20, $30, $40, but it's incredible. I don't know. Just having something like, I got Kevin Nash, I got Scott Hall, and I got those from Preston because I wanted to make sure that he didn't sell off everything. I need to make sure that I get some of your gems as a kid, and he still has some, but I definitely had to scoop. But this one I had to buy. Fabulous Freebirds. Okay, let's do that last one. Heck yeah, you guys are the goats, dude. You guys make me happy. Like I said, if I was going to do another channel, obviously I could do, mental health. I could do gaming, you know what I mean? But wrestling would be very, very easy for me to do because I feel I'm just as knowledgeable as NFL, NBA, MLB. And I feel like my NFL knowledge, my wrestling knowledge is right there. Maybe my wrestling knowledge is just as good, if not better, to be honest. Like, I feel like there's going to be people that are better, like that have different knowledge, like, with you, Air Whitey and Cyber. But I just feel that collectively, for the amount that I've been alive and how long I've been watching this, some people take it to a deeper level, and I appreciate that. So that way, if you're going deeper and you're watching some Japan Stardom, I want you to tell me. And so that way I can get like involved in that. I want to be, that crazy person that watches that shit with you, And it's like, because a lot of people don't go past WWE or even AEW. They're like, to do Impact and NJPW, people are like, don't do it, so. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. All right, hold up. I don't know, especially if it's back in that old school time. Nothing makes me happier than the 80s and 90s and water, and just views and vibes. Oh my gosh, look at this. Gee, I can my night is fantastic. You guys, I mean, just the name dropping and then the photo. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, especially if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you know, or maybe you were, and then now not so much, but you still watch, and they can never take this away from us. The benefit being of an old head, right? Being old. Holy shit. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
Say much about that, though, honestly. I mean, it's
all right. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's do Major Guns real quick, and then I'll go. And I'll get more pictures for you guys another time. Remind me with the fabulous Freebirds again, Cyber, next time you come in so I can get a couple more. Let's do. Oh my gosh. Major Guns, bombs away. Holy hell.
One of the best that's ever done it. Eric Almirola led 16 laps. Denny Hamlin 26.
55 laps in. Damn, that's going quick. I love condensed stuff sometimes, but I do miss like the extra content. Major Guns. Hello. Let's go, dude. The Great American Bash, WCW. Let's go. You guys are amazing people. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Air, Jair, Air, Whitey, Cyberpunk, Sarah, Candace, everybody. I appreciate you guys very, very much. You guys are awesome. Let me go down some of these photos one last time here. One last time, and we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, man. Oh, I beat the Blaze's ass. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Lots of that. Dame Dalla. Wasn't Dame time tonight. And good GG, though. And some of the photos. Sean Count. Epic jersey. Pat Connington. What a wizard. Show some emotion, young man. Gorilla Monsoon. Let's go, dude. Wrestling broadcaster by day. Questionable job at night. Look at the glasses. Michael Hayes. Fuck out of here. My goodness. He looks skipper. Nikolai Volkov. Fucking awesome, man. Like, who the fuck looks up Nikolai Volkov? We do. And I'm fucking, and the Sheik is that, fuck you, Hogan, you pussy. I always say something every fucking day. Old school fucking toys. Love it. Fabulous. Look how crispy that is, too. Woo! Love it. And then obviously the Major Guns. You guys are awesome. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Let's see what photo I want to end with. It'll probably be a Giannis photo. We'll do that one. Oh. That's a good one to end on. Well, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Sarah, Air Jair, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone that donated, supported, successful stream. And I can't wait to come back tomorrow, and we're going to grind it out again. You guys are the best. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I love you and appreciate you. Every single one of y'all that donated and supported. Love you, appreciate you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Gang.